It's time for Arkansas Travelers Baseball. Brought to you by AT&T, Coca-Cola, Allstate Insurance, ITT Technical Institute, Miller Lite, and Arkansas Federal Credit Union. Now, let's head to the ballpark for the ITT Tech pregame show. Here's the voice of the Arkansas Travelers, Phil Elson.
Live from Midland, Texas, Arkansas Traveler Baseball is on the air. Well, hello again, everybody, and a very pleasant good afternoon to you. Hope you're having a fine Memorial Day weekend, wherever you may be tuning in. Phil Elson with you here at Citibank Ballpark, as today it is minor league baseball and the Texas League presenting the Arkansas Travelers and the Midland RockHounds in Game 4 of a 4-game series. Sunny afternoon here in the Permian Basin, and the Travs trying to get out of Midland, winners of 3 of 4. They failed to win their third straight game yesterday in a 14-inning battle that saw Midland erase a 4-0 deficit, and the RockHounds go on for the 5-4 win. Brant Colamarino knocking in the winning run with a 2-out double in the 14th. The Travelers had their chances to put away the game in the 4th inning, loading the bases with nobody out, scoring a run on a bases-loaded walk to make it 4-0, but the Travs would not score a run the rest of the way, going without a run for the final 11 innings of the ballgame. And the Travelers stranded an amazing 17 men on base, basically wasting outstanding performance from the bullpen and from starting pitcher Chris Hunter. But the Travs come in today, still a chance to win this series after winning the first 2 games of the series. They'll be turning to Jesse Smith for the start today. Smith, who pitched earlier in this road trip, suffering a 6-0 loss at Frisco, is 3-4 with a 4.59 ERA. Smith has lost each of his last 3 decisions after winning 3 in a row. His mound opponent, Brad Ziegler, pitched against the Travs in Game 3 of the Texas League Championship Series last year. He is 3-2 in 9 starts with Midland with a 4.17 earned run average. Ziegler does have a history of allowing home runs. He gave up 6 homers in a 10-8 loss at Tulsa back on May the 2nd. So there's a chance that the Travs could get some balls out of this ballpark. The wind is not blowing as hard as it's been for the first 3 games of the series. We've had gusts up to 40 miles an hour, but it's pretty much a calm afternoon, and it should be perfect weather for a Sunday afternoon baseball game here in Midland. It's the ITT Tech pregame show. ITT Tech can be found online at itt-tech.edu. Your potential can increase with a degree, and you can create your own career path with a degree from ITT Technical Institute in Little Rock. And again, find them online at itt-tech.edu. Plenty more coming up on the pregame show, including the report from the Texas League yesterday and the Ag Pro Farm Report. That'll be right after this on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
It takes teamwork to be able to reach new goals in today's complex business environment. Each one of us should strive to be a step ahead and know how to compete in a rapidly changing world. The ITT Tech School of Business is about helping people prepare for the challenges of a competitive world. ITT Technical Institute School of Business, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I take a sip, I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, stay with me. What's your name?
Robert.
Okay, Robert, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight down to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite. Open one, take a sip, and everything should be right back to normal.
Okay.
Don't worry, Robert. It's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller, good call.
Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
My mother said, no daughter of mine is driving a truck. I'm an 18-wheeling, double-clutching lady truck driver. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. BC powder is this trucker's best friend. My day starts at 4 a.m. and ends 12 hours later. Out here on the road, there's a million things that's happening at once. I take BC for stress headache, backache. I just can't pull over when my head's pounding. The reason I take BC is because it's fast and it works. I'm Carolyn from Ashbury, NC, and my pain reliever is BC.
Use as directed.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Technical Institute pregame show. I'm Phil Elson on this Sunday afternoon. Back at the studios, Lindsey Floyd and Matt Alderman on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE. We're wrapping up this series here in Midland. Travs have won the first 2 games and losing yesterday. Tomorrow, Memorial Day, the Travs get to celebrate Memorial Day off. There'll be a Tuesday doubleheader beginning at noon at Raywinter Field with the Frisco Rough Riders and the Travs battling for the double dip beginning at noon. It's the business person special, and you can pick up a discount ticket at any Pulaski County Exxon gas station. Get you in for just $3 a piece. And don't forget that we also have the brand new AT&T Wi-Fi wireless high-speed internet at Raywinter Field for the remainder of the season. So if you just bring your wireless laptop or your wireless PDA, you can enjoy free wireless internet provided by AT&T Wi-Fi. So come on out and enjoy that Tuesday afternoon. Travs in town from Tuesday, May 30th through Sunday, June the 4th. And, of course, that does include Midget Wrestling Night on Friday, June the 2nd. Midget Wrestling beginning at 7 o'clock. So the ball game starts at 7:45. Yesterday in the Texas League, the Tulsa Drillers won their fourth straight, shutting out Corpus Christi 6-0. And by virtue of Frisco's 7-3 victory over Springfield, the Drillers are now just one game in back of the Cardinals for first place in the North. Each team has won 29 games, where the Cardinals have had 2 rainouts that won't be made up, have 2 games in hand, and the Cardinals have lost 2 less games than the Drillers have. That's how Springfield is in first place with the same amount of wins that Tulsa has. Elsewhere in the Texas League, Wichita down San Antonio 5-3, and that was the second straight win for the Wranglers. So the Texas League standings looking like this coming into today's action. It's Springfield in first in the North by 1 game over Tulsa. The Wranglers in third place at 10 games out, and the Travs in last, 12.5 games in back. In the South Division, it's a 3-team race. Corpus Christi at 29-19, first by 3.5 over Midland. The RockHounds at 26 and 23 picked up a game on the hooks yesterday. Frisco in third place, 24-24. They're just 5 games out, and San Antonio in the rear, 10 games out of first place. 2 games have begun already. They're in the middle of the game at Tulsa, top of the 6th. The Drillers leading 5-2 on their way to try to sweep Corpus Christi in that 4-game series. Mark Kaiser on the hill. He's pitched around 8 hits to give up just a couple of runs for the Tulsa Drillers. Frisco and Springfield at Hammonds in the bottom of the 4th. It's 3-2 Rough Riders. Springfield getting their 2 runs on a homer by Iker Franco, his 6th of the year. And the game that'll start 5 minutes after hours at 4:05 in San Antonio. The Wranglers have right-hander Kyle Middleton at 3-3, taking on the Mission's lefty Jason McIntosh, who is 3-0. We'll keep you updated on all the Texas League games as we get throughout the broadcast on the Southwest Airlines scoreboard. Well, Major League action yesterday. The Angels beat the Baltimore Orioles 10-1 in the long-awaited Major League debut of former Traveler Jared Weaver, who gets to the majors in less than 1 full season after making his first professional start at Rancho Cucamonga last year in front of a packed house at Angel Stadium. Weaver throws 7 scoreless innings and strikes out 5, allows just 3 base hits. Meanwhile, the Angels collect 14 hits, with Kendry Morales cracking a 3-run homer and also collecting a couple of singles. Tommy Murphy also hit his first home run of his Major League career, and so it was a day of firsts for former Travelers as Jared Weaver makes his Major League debut and wins. That's something his brother did a few years ago with the Detroit Tigers. And Tommy Murphy with his first Major League home run. Congratulations to those guys. The Angels have received a shot in the arm from the young talent that has come up. They've won 4 straight to get within 4 of first place Texas, and today the Angels are right now trailing Baltimore in the 4th inning by a 2-1 score. Kendry Morales, however, batting with men at first and third and nobody out, and hopefully he can get the Angels another run to tie the game. Across the minor league system of the Angels on the Agpro Farm Report, Salt Lake rallied for 5 runs in the 7th inning, beating Las Vegas 9-6 for the 29th win against 19 losses. Reggie Willis and Jeff Mathis each had 3 hits and 2 RBI. Nick Gorneau added a home run and drove in a run in 8 consecutive ball games. Lefty John Rowenhurst got the win with 3 relief innings. Rancho Cucamonga allowed only 6 hits in a 6-2 win over Stockton, the A's affiliate in the California League. Fernando Rodriguez with 2 runs allowed on 6 hits and 4 strikeouts in 5 innings. Fred Carney and Anthony Ortega combining for 4 hitless relief innings. Michael Collins 3 for 4, a couple of runs batted in. Cliff Ramoli had 2 hits, extending his hit streak to 10 games. So the Quakes are 3 games over 500 at 26 and 23 and in second place in the California League South. Cedar Rapids was shut out yesterday 4-0 in the Midwest League by the Quad Cities Swing. Only the Colonels collecting only 3 base hits in the loss, 2 of them by shortstop Hanley Stacia. Robert Mosbach went 6 innings in the loss, allowing 9 hits and 4 runs. Mosbach drops to 3-3. The Colonels 21 and 28, 6th place in the Midwest League West Division. That's the report from the Angels Farm System, brought to you by AgPro of Central Arkansas. Located in Pine Bluff, Maumelle, Stuttgart, in England, AgPro is proud to feature outstanding John Deere products. And you can sign up for a demo of some of John Deere's best equipment at AgPro's website. That's agprocompanies.com. Coming up next on the pregame show, we'll give you the starting lineups as the Travs battle the Midland RockHounds in the last game of a four-game series here at Citibank Ballpark. This is Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Your world is suddenly changing for the better, all because two great companies that you know and trust, have now joined forces to deliver the world that matters most, yours. AT&T, with its passion to invent, and FCC, with its drive to deliver, have come together to create the most complete and secure network with products and services to keep you connected to work, home, to life. Introducing the new AT&T, your world, delivered.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell.
My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
Zero is for the 0 calories.
Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
Quitting smoking is hard, and it's even harder to do it alone. The good news is there is help. Just call the SOS Quit line, 1-866-NOW-QUIT. They'll give you the information and program you need to get free of tobacco. And the service is free, too. Try it. Call 1-866-NOW-QUIT and start to get free. I promise it's a great feeling. 1-866-NOW-QUIT. Call today.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Midland RockHounds are 26-23 and in second place in the Midwest in the Texas League South Division, 3.5 games in back of Corpus Christi, while the Arkansas Travelers are 17-31, last in the North, 12.5 games out. Phil Elson with you as you go through the starting lineups on the ITT Tech pregame show, beginning with Midland, managed by Vaughn Hayes. And a note, this is edition number 1 of the RockHounds lineup. They have changed the lineup leading up to the game twice over the first 3 of this series. Kurt Suzuki leads off. He'll be the designated hitter, followed by second baseman Kevin Melillo. Travis Buck hitting in the 3-hole will be in left field, and Vasily Stanos cleaning up at third base. Batting fifth is catcher Jed Morris. First baseman Brad Colamarino in the 6-hole, with Matt Allegra batting 7th in center field. Lloyd Turner bats 8th, plays right field as Turner's third position of the series, and Eddie Cornejo bats 9th. He'll be at shortstop. The Arkansas Travelers lineup is penciled in by Tyrone Boykin, has Dwayne Bacon leading off in center field. Eric Rodland batting second and playing second base. Brandon Wood, the shortstop, in the 3-hole, with first baseman Greg Porter cleaning up. Matt Brown in the 5 spot is at third base, with Matt Pauley in the 6-hole in right field. David Gates will bat 7th. He'll play left. Brent Del Chiaro starting behind the dish is the 8-hitter, and designated hitter Jason Espedo rounds out the Travs starting 9. Arkansas starting pitcher Jesse Smith, a former 6th-round pick in 2003 from Illinois Valley Community College, 25 years old, out of Lincoln, Nebraska, making his 11th appearance of the year, 3 wins, 4 losses, and a .459 ERA. His mound opponent Brad Ziegler, former teammate of Bob Zimmerman on Southwest Missouri State College World Series team in 2003. Ziegler, in his 4th professional season, was originally drafted by the Phillies in 2003 in the 20th round. He's in his 3rd year with the A's. 9 starts for Ziegler. He's 3-2 with a 4.17 earned run average. Those are the starting lineup. We'll have a chat with Travelers manager Tyrone Boykin coming up next on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Sid Gutierrez had a childhood much like you'd expect growing up in 1960s New Mexico. A lot of sun, a lot of sky, and a lot of dreams about what you might be when you grow up. After school, many of Sid's friends went on to work for local factories and businesses. Some moved away, but none moved as far away as Sid. Sid Gutierrez is recognized as the first Hispanic to pilot a space shuttle, and he's a member of the International Space Hall of Fame. But before he went into space, he went to Webster University. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge for real-world success.
An Arkansas Federal home equity loan has a 4-month fixed rate as low as 4.5% annual percentage rate with absolutely no fees. And you can access your loan with Arkansas Federal's new Visa Platinum credit card. Apply online at afcu.org or call 982-1000. A home equity loan with a 4-month fixed rate as low as 4.5% annual percentage rate with absolutely no fees is available today at Arkansas Federal. And you can use your Visa Platinum credit card to access your loan. Apply online at afcu.org or call 982-1000.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Show here in a hot Sunday afternoon in Midland as the Travs take on the Midland RockHounds in the final game of a 4-game series. We'll sit down and talk with Travs manager Ty Boykin before today's game. Ty, some pretty exciting ball games the last couple of nights. He had, actually, out of the whole series here in Midland, he played 3 extra inning games, so there have been a lot of innings that the team has been involved in. The bullpen has done an outstanding job. We talked to Ken Patterson a little bit yesterday about why he thought the team had been pitching so well in this road trip. Why do you think that the team has really stepped up, at least the pitching staff, during this road trip and been able to keep the team in some ball games?
Well, we've talked a lot about fastball command. We've talked a lot about setting up hitters. We've talked a lot about just being aggressive. And I think what's happened, especially in this series, the pitchers are down in the zone a lot more. They're mixing their pitches a lot more, and they're around the plate a lot more. Previous outings, we've had a lot of walks. We've had a lot of leadoff walks, a lot of 2-out walks. We've had 4-pitch walks. I mean, in this series, we've had a few walks, but I think overall the guys are around the zone a lot more. They're throwing a lot more strikes. They're mixing their pitches a lot more, and they're being effective when they have a better command of the breaking ball.
Also, Keith Comstock joined us on the broadcast yesterday. We were talking about the idea of the small things being a big difference in one-run games, the ability to bunt a runner up, bring a guy home from third with less than 2 outs. There were some things yesterday where that didn't quite happen, but when the Travs have played more one-run games than any team in the Texas League, and not quite 500. It's 3 games under 500. But how would you rate your team as of now at doing those small things that make the difference in a one-run game?
Well, honestly, I think we can do a much, much better job of playing small ball, not just playing small ball, but executing small ball. Last night we have situations, bases loaded, no outs. We get 1 run on a walk by Jason Espedo. But other than that, we don't get anything. I mean, there's a lot of situations where we popped up a bunt when we needed to get it down, situations where we missed a sign and wasn't able to execute the play. Scoring that runner from third base or moving that guy over to third base. And this series has come to bite us a couple times. I mean, the first night, I think it was Greg Porter led off with a double, and, we don't advance him, not luckily, but it turns out that he ends up scoring later in the inning with 2 outs. But, I mean, initially, when you get a guy at second base, there's a thought process involved. There's a job that you have to do, and it's not an easy task because the pitcher knows what they're trying to do, which is you're trying to hit the ball, middle of the field, right side of the field, I mean, even left center. What you want to try and stay away from is hitting the ball to the left side of the field, third baseman, straight at the left fielder, because now it's a much tougher read for that guy at second base. What we like to do, and we're not trying to get anybody to give himself up and just try to, punch the ball to the right side, but we want you to stay in the middle of the diamond. And the pitcher knows that, so he's going to try and pitch you inside. The thing is, with our guys, I think they get into a situation where they put a lot of pressure on themselves, a lot more added pressure, because they realize they have to get the guy over. The easiest thing to do is a bunt him over. The hardest thing to do is just get a pitch and stay inside of it and drive the ball to the right side of the field. But it's something we work on every day. I mean, you don't see it done, executed 100% in the major leagues. It's a tough fundamental to accomplish, but yet it's something you work on every day. And as far as I'm concerned, it just comes down to, what your game plan is.
Ty, the topic of putting some more added pressure on yourself, is that a product of just being a young player up at AA for the first time, or are there other factors that lead to a guy maybe putting a little bit of more pressure on himself than necessary, maybe a long slump or something like that? But what do you think it is?
It's a combination of both. I mean, you take a young kid that comes up. I can remember when I came up to AA, and I was put in situations where I had to either get a guy over or get a guy in. I got a little nervous. I mean, it's a known fact that when you come up a level, or when you get to a level that you haven't been to or not used to, you tend to put a little bit more pressure on yourself because you want to show people that you can handle the level, number one, but you also want to show people that you can execute in certain situations. On top of that, you throw in a couple of bad at-bats or 3-4 game slump, that's going to add to the problem also. So, what you try to do is make sure the guys understand, hey, it's all about the effort in trying to execute. If I see where, you got a guy at second base and your job is to get him over, I see your head pulling out and you're trying to yank the ball, then that doesn't show me that you're giving the effort to try and get the guy over. If you foul a couple balls off to the right side of the field, or late on a couple pitches, that shows me that you're trying to get the job done. We're not asking you to change your approach. We're not asking you to change your swing. We're just asking you to execute, because that's every game you play, there's going to be a situation where somebody's going to be called upon to execute.
All right, last thing. Last night, Jared Weaver got his first Major League victory in his debut, and Tommy Murphy also hit his first big league home run in the victory over the Orioles last night. You managed Jared in his first few professional starts last year at Rancho Cucamonga. What did you see from Jared last year? Because we remember that he hadn't pitched in over one full season, and yet he gets to the majors in really less than a full year of being a professional ball player. What was Jared like when you first came to Rancho Cucamonga last year?
It was great to have him. I mean, you hear about a guy, you read stuff, and he's a big-time prospect. He's our number one sign, and, couldn't wait for him to get in because I wanted him to get going and get his feet wet and get on the mound. I mean, that was the main thing, was to get him on the mound and get him acclimated to being back out there again. It was a little sluggish at first. I remember his first outing up in Lake Elsinore. I think he went like 4 innings, but command was a little erratic, and I think nerves kind of took over there. He was out there. There was tons of cameras out there. People from Anaheim was out there, and I think, it was a little nerve-wracking for him. But after about 3 starts, you could really see how this guy had a real good feel for how to pitch. I mean, he mixed his pitches well. He knew when to elevate. He knew when to reach back and get a little bit more on his fastball. He's probably the one pitcher I've seen the whole year that was able to really hit his spots when he wanted to. He threw all 3 pitches for strikes. He was around the zone. A lot of people talked about his delivery being a little funky, and also maybe you might be able to see the pitches behind his back. Well, when you got a guy that's got a funky delivery, the last thing you want to be looking for is the ball behind his back. I mean, not to mention he's got a little hair on his fastball too, so you don't want to take any chances on looking somewhere else when the main objective is trying to hit the ball. Along with his fastball, he threw a lot of cut fastballs, which to me is a very good pitch. It's a very effective pitch. It's one of those pitches where you see a fastball, and next thing you know, it moves, right out of that zone for just a tad, and it messes the hitter up. And what he did was he went out there and he didn't try to strike everybody out. He just tried to get outs, and within trying to get outs, he got his strikeouts.
Ty, thanks a lot for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Phil.
We'll be giving Ty a gift certificate for $15 to Shorty Smalls, located in Little Rock, North Little Rock, and Conway. We'll be right back after this with more on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Make your plans now to see the best racing under the lights at Texas Motor Speedway, June 8th, 9th, and 10th. You won't want to miss another incredible finish like this one from 2002.
Here we come once again. It's going to be the line. The winner's going to be Sam Hornick Jr. by 96 thousandths of a second.
The Oak Creek Homes qualifying day for the IRL and the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series will be Thursday, June 8th, and on Friday, June 9th, David Starr, Dennis Setzer, Todd Boda, and the rest of the Craftsman Truck Series will go door to door and heat up the asphalt in the Samstown 400. But the weekend would not be complete without the fearless drivers of the Indy Racing League at speeds over 200 miles per hour in the Bombardier Learjet 500 Saturday night, June 10th. Could it be Dan Weldon, Sam Hornish Jr., Tony Kanaan, or Danica Patrick claiming the Texas victory? Don't miss the action under the lights. Call 817-215-8500 or visit TexasMotorspeedway.com. Texas Motor Speedway, celebrating 10 years strong.
Liberal progressive radio. It sounded like a dream come true. Air America Little Rock, 1380 KBX North Little Rock.
Star Spangled Banner performed by the Click Effects here at Citibank Ballpark on a very hot and sunny evening. It's not going to be evening until we get into about the 7th inning today. afternoon. It is 93 degrees at the moment. Soft breeze coming out of the southwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Remember, we've had gusts up to 40 miles an hour since we've been here in Midland, and that's pretty much normal weather in the Permian Basin. But today, it looks like it's going to be calm most of the afternoon, and no chance whatsoever for any storms. So we'll have no trouble getting this ball game in as the Travs look to take a series against the Midland RockHounds after winning the first two games here at Citibank Park. The Travelers were dropped yesterday in extra innings. The RockHounds had only played one extra inning game all season until the Travs came in, and now they've played two extra inning games out of the three that they had played since Thursday. So perhaps this Midland ball club may be a little bit tired, although you don't want to take any guesses about that. Midland was tired coming into this series after a tough travel schedule, which took them from Springfield to Little Rock to Dallas, and then sitting on a tarmac for an hour and a half before getting into Midland on Thursday, just about 5 hours before first pitch, and the Travs were able to pick up a victory in that ball game by a score of 8-5 in 12 innings. So you may have two teams which are a little weary. This is the last game of a road trip for Arkansas that took them to Frisco and here to Midland. Long bus ride. And remember, the Travs, after getting out of Little Rock, were dealing with some pretty emotional issues. They come from behind victory over Springfield last Friday with a game-winning grand slam, dropping that tough one, leading by 7 with 2 outs in the ninth inning on Saturday and losing that. Then the whole incidents with Keith Johnson and Aaron Peel and the dugout. And so this ball club has been dealing with a lot of emotional things since the road trip started. And then you add in also two long extra inning battles. And we'll see how the Travs play this one out. Really no reason to do anything but give everything because there's an off day tomorrow. And so if you're going to be tired tomorrow. We are set, and as has been the case, starting time, not necessarily, it's more of a suggested starting time than anything else. It seems to be the case in a lot of Texas League cities, Little Rock included. Dwayne Bacon steps in as we're going to get underway 8 minutes late. Bacon sat out yesterday, and Brad Ziegler, a right-handed pitcher, is about to go from the windup. He'll deliver the first of the afternoon to Dwayne, and a called strike comes to Bacon on the low outside corner. First pitch at 4:07, and it is very hot today, as we mentioned, 93 degrees, with soft winds coming from the southwest as Bacon fouls the 0-1 back into the screen, and it's quickly 0-2. Bacon, Eric Rodland, and Brandon Wood here in inning number 1 against Brad Ziegler. Travs saw Ziegler in the playoffs last year. Here's an 0-2 to Bacon. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch, and he strikes out on 3 offerings. So Ziegler, rather easy first out of the ball game. Very rare to see the leadoff batter strike out on 3 pitches. And so Eric Rodland steps up with nobody on. Ziegler standing 6'4", weighs 190 pounds. He is 26 years old. Pitch to Rodland, a strike on the outside corner. Rodland hitting .331, but his average has fallen 19 points on this series. He's 3 for 16. The 0-1 pitch is popped up in shallow center field. It'll be the second baseman, Melillo, making the call and the catch, and that's 2 quick outs against the Travs. Let's set the fielders behind Brad Ziegler. He's got Travis Buck in left, Matt Allegra in center, and Lloyd Turner in right. On the infield, it's Vasily Spanos at third base with Eddie Cornejo at short, Kevin Melillo at second base, and Brant Colomarino at first. Doing the catching is Jed Morris. Ziegler, .417 ERA. He's given up 15 walks against 34 strikeouts, 49 2/3 innings coming into this game, and 55 base hits allowed. Brandon Wood steps into the plate, and Ziegler misses low with a fastball, 1-0 count. League batting .281 against Ziegler. Not an overpowering pitcher, but he does have a feel for the strike zone. A 1-0, and Wood takes low again, ball 2. Brandon, 2 for 5 yesterday with singles in his first 2 at-bats, but strikeouts in his final 2. He also reached on 2 walks. He's 8 for 25 on the road trip. The 2-0 to Wood. He swings and misses as Ziegler came with a cut fastball that dove towards the outside of the plate, 2-1. Wood hitting .258 on the year with 9 homers, 34 runs batted in. He's gone deep once on this road trip, and it was a 3-run homer in Frisco on Wednesday night. Timeout called by Ziegler. He stepped off the mound very quickly. Now back on top. Wood never left the batter's box. The 2-1 pitch. Swinging a hard shot fair down the third base line. Extra bases for Brandon Wood as he turns first and digs in for second. Travis Buck is up with the ball in the left field corner and throws to the left side of the infield. It's a 2-out double for Brandon Wood, his league-leading 18th double of the season, and his third double of the series here in Midland. So Greg Porter has a chance to put the Travs ahead early. Arkansas got ahead 2-0 yesterday against Ray Aguilar, who hadn't allowed a run in the first all season until yesterday. But Ziegler has had some real trouble in the first this year. He's given up 9 first-inning runs in 9 starts, and that includes back-to-back-to-back home runs in the first inning at Tulsa on May the 2nd. Pitch on the way to Porter, and it's down and in for ball 1. Greg, 3 for 7 yesterday, and 4 for 14 in the series, but only 1 run batted in. Hasn't had too many RBI spots. Porter's been setting up the 5 and 6 hitters, but has not been driving him home. It's a 1-0 pitch, here it is, and he swings and fouls it over the left side, with strike 1. Nice changeup from Ziegler, and that's one of his best pitches. Yes, back on May the 2nd, Ziegler gave up an incredible 6 home runs to the Tulsa Drillers in just 3 innings. And the RockHounds made it a game. They only lost by 2, 10-8. It was by far the worst start of the season for Ziegler. He usually goes 6 for 7. The 1-1 is fouled away again over the same spot, left side roof. And it's 1-2 on the Traveler first baseman Porter. Greg hitting .299 with 6 home runs and 23 runs batted in. Ziegler rebounded very nicely after that game where he was crushed against Tulsa, went right back against the Drillers and pitched Midland to a 1-0 win with 7 shutout innings, which was his best start of the season, and took place right here at Citibank Park. Into the stretch, Ziegler checks Wood at second. Now the 1-2 to Porter just missed the outside corner, and it's 2-2. Ziegler has been outstanding here in Midland. He's made 4 starts at Citibank Park, which is starting to get the reputation of a pitcher's park, which is very odd here in Midland, which for years was the #1 hitter spot in all of minor league baseball. The only other place that could have rivaled Midland was El Paso. The 2-2. Porter reaches out for a change and fouls it at home plate and remains alive with a 2-2 count. Here in Midland, Ziegler is 1-0 in 4 starts, 3 no decisions, but allowing only a 1.52 ERA. Given up 9 homers on the road, but just 1 at Citibank Park. Into the stretch he goes again. The 2-2 pitch. Porter grounds to second base. Melillo moves up the middle to field it, and he'll throw Porter out. The Travs strand Wood at second base. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. And the RockHounds coming up in the bottom of the first against Traveler righty Jesse Smith. We'll bring you that first pitch after these words on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
In 1998, New York City Marathon runner German Silva made a huge mistake. 1/2 mile from the finish line, he took a wrong turn. When he heard yells from the crowd and saw the looks on their faces, he realized his mistake. He immediately turned around, but the error cost him a crucial 15 seconds. His only hope for winning now was to sprint to make up for lost distance. Did he have the energy? Could he do it? He later said, "Too much work had gone into this race. I had to fight it out." He was able to make up the lost distance and finish first in his division, but only because he refused to allow a wrong turn to knock him out of his quest for the prize. I'm Mark Evans, pastor of the church at Rock Creek. You know, there are times in life when we make a wrong turn, but when we discover that it was a wrong turn, the wise person changes direction.
Cotton candy here. Get your cod. Any peanuts? No. Hot dog? Slushies? Nada. Camel corn? No. Can I get something other than cotton candy? Pink or blue, mister. Pink or blue.
Variety is a good thing, especially when it comes to orthopedic services. That's why Baptist Health in Ortho Arkansas provide the most comprehensive orthopedic care the state has to offer. From outpatient procedures to rehabilitation and prevention. To reach a specialist or for more information, call Baptist Health Healthline at 227-8478 and get back to the things you love.
Actually, I do have peanuts.
Really?
Nah, just kidding.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Bottom of the first inning, and Jesse Smith getting his warm-ups going on the mound as the Travelers send the right-hander out for the second start of this road trip. Smith lost to the Frisco Rough Riders 6-0 last Tuesday. He didn't pitch too poorly, but the Travelers were shut out for the first time this season. Jesse allowed 3 earned runs, 4 total runs in 6 innings. kept the Travelers in the ball game until he left, and then the bullpen gave up two more runs, and Travs ended up losing by half a dozen. Smith had won 3 consecutive starts April 26th through May the 7th, but he's also lost his previous 3 decisions, losing to Tulsa on May 13th 3-1. Springfield beat Jesse 10-2 in one of his tougher appearances of the year on May the 18th, giving up 7 runs in 5 1/3, and Jesse lost 6-0 last time out. So Smith had received just 1 decision over his first 4 appearances. He's had a decision in each of his last 6. Smith, the control pitcher, who's walked just 11 batters in 51 innings, and conversely has struck out only 27. He gets a lot of ground balls if he is on. Kurt Suzuki leads off today for the RockHounds. Right-hand batter, and Smith will start him off with a strike, as he does to many batters. You'll see a lot of first-pitch fastball strikes from Jesse Smith to get ahead, and then he can go to his secondary pitches, which is curve, slider, change. 0-1 on Suzuki, right-handed batter who's been catching the first 3 games of the series. DH today sends a fly ball to right field, and Matt Pauley in front of the warning track will make the catch, and Suzuki is out number 1. Kevin Melillo coming up next for the RockHounds. We've seen Melillo batting in the 6th spot in the order for the majority of this series. Now he bats second as Von Hayes crosses his lineup just a little bit. Hayes yesterday had 1 lineup until the start of the ball game, and then had a completely different lineup for the actual game itself. And there were 6 different changes. But it seems that everything that Von Hayes planned on today is just fine. He's got the same lineup. Pitch on the way to Melillo. A fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Melillo standing 5'11", 185 pounds, but has some pop in the bat, though it hasn't really shown much this year. Only 2 home runs in 48 games. The 0-1 pitch, just a little high. It was on the outside corner, but high. 1 ball, 1 strike on Melillo. Travis Buck on deck. Melillo 3 for 6 yesterday with a double and a run scored. Smith gets the sign, winds, and deals a 1-1 pitch. Melillo grounds past the mound slowly. Rodlin has a play, backhand next to the base, and throws over to first to retire Melillo. And 2 quick outs behind Smith. Here are the fielders behind Jesse. David Gates in left field, Dwayne Bacon in center, and Matt Pauley in right. Trappers infield today is Matt Brown at third, Brandon Wood at short, Eric Rodlin at second, and Greg Porter at first. Catching today, Brent Del Chiaro, giving Bobby Wilson a much-deserved day off. Wilson has caught all 3 games in this series, which, of course, a couple of them going extras, and a 14-inning game yesterday, so Bobby needs to rest those legs. Here's Buck standing in, left-hand batter, hitting .306 in a short time in the league. Slaps the pitch foul down the left side, strike 1. Jesse Smith is allowing a .303 batting average against, but with just those 11 walks in 51 1/3 innings. He can allow a lot of base hits as he does without really hurting yourself too much, because he doesn't put many men on base. Here's the 0-1 to Buck, and a broken bat flare over Smith's outstretched glove. Wood will grab it and back in front of second, but drop the ball on his transfer into the throwing hand, and Buck, it's a little cheapy base hit. Wood would have had the play, but he had such a long way to come in front of second base by about 20 feet that it would have taken a spectacular job getting it to first base with Buck running as well as he does. So Buck collects an infield single, and the broken bat that time actually went on to help Buck in his quest for first base. Smith, who stands 6'2", leaped for that little flare. The ball must have been about 2 inches above his glove. Once it got past Jesse, Buck had the base hit. So here's Vasily Spanos, a right-hand batter, resting the bat on his right shoulder. Pitch on the way, outside a little bit, ball 1. Jesse Smith has given up only 3 home runs, but he did allow a solo shot to Nate Gold of Frisco in his last appearance. But for the most part, Jesse will keep the ball in the park. Spanos has hit 7 homers and driven in 30. Pitch on the way, it's a 1-0, and he hits Spanos on the left shoulder. Spanos wears a protective shield on his left elbow, but of course nothing on the shoulder. Spanos tosses away the elbow pad and jogs down to first base as Smith has put a man aboard. Jesse has now hit 5 batters, which is it's pretty close to the amount of walks that he's delivered. That's 5 hit batters and just 11 walks. Jed Morris stepping into the plate. Morris only 1 for 14 with a man in scoring position this season. He has hit 3 home runs, including a solo shot to tie the game in the 7th last night. Smith checking bucket second. He delivers and is fouled off in the air over the left side by Morris. Strike 1. Good pitch by Smith. A first pitch fastball as usual, but it came on the hands of the batter. That's one thing about Smith. Even if batters know you're throwing first pitch fastballs, as long as it's not right down the middle of the plate, it can still have a desired effect that the pitcher wants, which is to get ahead with a strike. If you throw it on the handle, or if you throw it on the outside corner, you can get that strike even if the batter is looking for it. That was a nice pitch by Smith. Morris, a left-hander. The 0-1 inside to him. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Just underway, bottom of the first, 0-0. Travs trying to win this series on the road against the second-place Midland RockHounds. Morris has bucket second and Spanos at first. The infield is deep and the outfield giving room to the right field gap. The 1-1 pitch from Smith is low, and it's a 2-1 count on Morris. 319 hitter. Morris has hit 3 homers but driven in just 4 runs and been an everyday player. Starts as the right fielder most of the time, but today gets his 14th start behind the dish. Speaking of the dish, Del Chiaro sets up on the outside corner. 2-1 is ripped down the right field line, foul, as it goes towards the seating berm. In foul territory in right field. Morris was sitting on a fastball, and Smith missed his location. The target was on the outside corner, and Smith came right down the middle of the plate, and luckily Morris was a little too quick on him. Morris led the Midland batting attack with 4 hits yesterday. A solo home run and 3 singles, but only 1 RBI on the homer. Smith checks second, and the 2-2 in the dirt. Nice block by Del Chiaro. It bounces in front of him, and the runner's hold. 3-2 the count on Morris with Brant Colamarino in the on-deck circle. Colamarino, the hero yesterday, and he wasn't even in the original starting lineup. They were going to have Vasily Spanos start at first base and Danny Putnam be the DH, but Putnam, who's suffering from a nerve injury that's causing him to not be able to feel his left knee. Putnam has missed each of the last week's games, so Colamarino got the start yesterday. But here's Morris batting with a 3-2 count, 2 outs, and the runners get a head start. Buck from second, Spanos from first. Here's the pitch. A check swing, a pitch inside. They'll appeal to the base umpire, and he says no swing. So the RockHounds load the bases with 2 outs here in the first inning for Colamarino. Now, going into yesterday's game, Colamarino might have been the guy you wanted to play with the bases loaded if you're the Travs. He had been mired in a deep slump with 3 hits and just 46 at-bats, but with a 2-run homer and a game-winning double yesterday, you think Colamarino might be feeling a little bit better. Left-hand batter, .233 average on the year. Here's a pitch from Smith, and he missed inside, ball 1. Colamarino has had 5 at-bats with the bases loaded this year and has collected no hits. Brent Del Chiaro walks the ball to the mound and puts his arm around Jesse Smith's waist as they walk to the pitcher's mound together and discuss strategy. Midland's had a heck of a time scoring with the bases loaded. This is their 63rd at-bat with the bases loaded, which is an incredible amount of chances in just 49 games. Yet they hit only 162 of the bases loaded, but they still hit 2 grand slams. Colamarino is ready. So is Jesse Smith. And the 1-0 pitch on the way. It is flared down the line and left. Slicing, foul. Fell in the warning track. Just a shade away from David Gates, who was chasing all the way to the corner. Colamarino's 2-run homer yesterday was wind blown. It went into the visiting bullpen, resting in the left field corner. 330 feet down the line, but 384 to where the bullpen ends, right in dead left field. Fence swerves inward and goes out towards center, where it's 410 feet away. 394 to the right field gap, and only 329 to the right field corner. Very odd dimensions here in Midland. 1-1 to Colamarino, a fastball off the outside corner, ball 2. Colamarino last year was promoted to AAA almost 1 year ago to the day after leading the Texas League with 34 RBIs in 35 games. but starting this season back at Double-A and having a real tough time that he broke out yesterday. Native of Pittsburgh and the University of Pittsburgh. 2-1 pitch is fouled at the plate, and it hit Colamarino while he was still in the box. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Smith could get out of this little jam with another strike on Colamarino, who has whiffed 47 times in 42 games. Jesse loaded the bases with 2 outs on an infield single by Travis Buck. He hit Vasily Spanos with a 1-0 fastball, walked Morris on a full count, and now has a 2-2 on Colamarino. Smith looking for the sign, flashed out by Del Chiaro. He takes it. The target goes to the outside corner. Here it is. Swing and a foul straight back. We'll do it again. Colamarino went after a fastball, which came right to the target of Del Chiaro on the low outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Bases juiced for the RockHounds. Travs had a bases loaded chance yesterday in the 4th inning with no outs. It only managed 1 run of it and never scored again. Another 2-2 pitch comes. Outside, full count. Very odd here by Jesse Smith. Very rare to see him walk more than 2 batters in a game, much less 2 batters in 1 inning. Hit a man, walked another, and has gone full on 2 consecutive hitters. Here's the stretch and the payoff, and he strikes him out swinging with a sinking fastball. Colamarino leaves the bases loaded. No runs for the RockHounds on 1 hit. 3 men stranded. That'll take us into the 2nd as Smith slides through it. 0-0 score into the 2nd inning on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Did you know that more than 250 Arkansans are currently awaiting an organ transplant? And did you know that every 16 minutes, a new name is added to the organ transplant waiting list? You can help to reduce these numbers by registering to become an organ donor. Call the Arkansas Regional Organ Recovery Agency at 866-660-5433 or visit the Aurora website at www.arora.org to learn more. Become an organ donor. Give hope. In today's busy world, who has time for questions? Where to go, how to get there, what to eat? With over 30 locations in Central, North Central, and Northeast Arkansas, Double B's has the answers. Double B's makes it easy to stop in and get on with your day, wherever you are. Start your day with Double B's Coffee Cafe. Gourmet coffee, better than most coffee houses. Grab lunch on the go with delicious selections from Quiznos, Pizza Pro, Baskin Robbins, Chester's Fried Chicken, or Subway. Clean your auto with a car wash. And all Double B's locations feature pay-at-the-pump technology, so you're back on the road in no time. Make the most of your time and stop worrying about life's little questions. We've got the answers at Double B's.
Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, Dr. Pepper. Salute individuality, Dr. Pepper. Do what you do, your moment has come. You're not like anyone. Nothing's better, Dr. Pepper.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Travelers Baseball moving into the top of the 2nd inning here on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE. Presented by Arkansas Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Arkansas. Federal. Matt Brown leading off the 2nd for Arkansas. He'll take a called strike for Ziegler allowed. 0-1 to the right. Slider inside, a sidearm there by Ziegler. And it's 1-1. It'll be Brown, Pauly, and Gates here in inning number 2. RockHounds left 3 men on base in the bottom of the 1st, with Jesse Smith striking out Brant Colamarino on a 3-2 pitch. Brown gets a hold of on a high fly deep down the left field line. It is hooking. That ball is foul. Home run distance by quite a bit. Brown coming just a few feet away from his 7th home run of the year, but instead back into the batter's box he goes with a count of 1-2. Matt yesterday drove in a run in the 1st inning, which snapped an RBI-less streak at 80 at-bats. Finished 2 for 7 yesterday with 2 singles. Here's the 1-2, and he reaches out for a slider and stays alive. Poked it right back into the screen. Still a ball and 2 strikes on Brown, hitting .277 on the year with 6 homers and now 18 runs batted in. Brown also made a heads-up play in the 11th inning, throwing out Travis Buck at second base after a throw at third. 1-2 to count on Brown, leading off the second inning. Ziegler winds and throws a slider inside. Close call there, and it's 2-2 on Brown. We see a lot of different looks from Brad Ziegler. He's throwing a little sidearm, a little 3/4, and every once in a while over the top. And you get some different angles from it. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Brown. Sidearm fastball hit the other way, slicing foul, out of play. Pretty difficult, I would think, to be a pitcher that releases the ball at so many different angles and still be able to command everything. That has to say a lot about how much Ziegler's worked on all of the pitches in his repertoire. Here's a 2-2 to Brown. Swing and a miss on a changeup, and he becomes the second strikeout victim for Ziegler. That'll bring up Matt Pauley. Ziegler only throws in the mid-80s, mid to high 80s. Not an overpowering pitcher, as we've said, but when you come from all these different angles and throw a lot of breaking balls, you get your strikeout. Matt Pauley steps in. Struck out 3 times in 7 at-bats yesterday. Left-hander, nobody on. Pitch on the way. Inside, 1-0. Brad Ziegler, 20th round pick of the Phillies in 2003. As Pauley fouls one at the plate, and it's 1-1. Pauley hitting .264, 3 homers, 14 runs batted in. 1 for 7 yesterday. 1-1 pitch to the lefty. Pauley swings and hits it foul hard down the first base line, strike 2. Ziegler appeared in just 3 games when the Phillies New York 10 League team in Batavia, New York in 2003, and the Phillies released him next year at spring training. There's a 1-2 up high, 2-2. Ziegler signed on with the independent Schaumburg Flyers in the Northern League in 2004, made 4 starts, and the A's quickly snapped him up after he allowed just 5 runs in 24 innings. 2-2 to Pauley. Change up low and the count full. On deck, David Gates. Ziegler was 9-2 in the California League in 2004 and started last year also in the Cal League. Went 9-7 with a 4.66 ERA. 3-2. Reached out. Pauley taps to second base. Melillo with an easy play as he recorded the 4-3 assist, and there's 2 outs. Ziegler came up to the RockHounds as the RockHounds were preparing for their playoff drive in the last month of the season in 2005 and got hit around hard. In 4 starts, gave up 16 runs in 21 innings and allowed a .310 batting average. But boy, he wouldn't have known that by how he pitched against the Travs in Game 3 of the Texas League Championship Series. That was the first game played in Little Rock. Ziegler actually outpitched Jared Weaver in 6 innings and only allowed 2 runs. David Gates takes a called strike, 0-1. Gator starting to come around a little bit. He's hit 2 homers on this series and a triple. 0-1 on the way to the big right-hander. Gates will take a curve low, 1-1 count. 0-0 score, top of the second. 2 outs, no one on for Gates. He's hitting .211 in 25 games with 3 home runs, 9 RBI. Ziegler with a hand over the head windup. 1-1 to Gates, swing and a miss on a sweeping slider, strike 2. Ziegler got a no decision in Game 3 of the championship series last year. The Travs came back and won it 4-3. Mike Napoli with a game-winning single, and he ended that game by throwing out Kevin Melillo on an attempted steal at second. 1-2 pitch to Gates, swung on, soft liner into left for a base hit. Buck coming over to keep Gates to a 2-out single as he makes the wide turn at first and hold. It is base hit number 2 for the Travs, and it brings up Brent Del Chiaro. Ziegler starting this season at AA. And you wonder what happened with the Phillies. And he only made those 3 outings. I mean, certainly an arm injury would cause him to just go those 3 innings. He was pitched in the College World Series for Southwest Missouri State that year. And we know college coaches, they'll keep their best pitchers in there for 150 pitches. Del Chiaro swings a liner over the third baseman, a base hit. Gates wants third, and the throw to third is not in time. It got past third base, backed up by the pitcher, and that gives Del Chiaro second. Oh, David Gates with an aggressive move going across second and going to third without even hesitating. And a good throw by Bucks probably gets Gates to third base, but he didn't get a good throw, and Del Chiaro into second base on the throw into third, so the Travs have a 2-out RBI situation for Jason Espito. It'll be a single for Del Chiaro and no error for the left fielder Bucks. Del Chiaro takes second base on the throw, and now Espito, who's driven in just one run on this road trip, has an opportunity for a 2-0 lead. Ziegler delivers from the stretch, and Espito takes a slider low, ball one. Espito knocked in his only run of the road trip yesterday with a bases-loaded walk. Finished with 3 singles, but never when there was anybody in scoring position. But here he's got 2 men ready to score. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Uppercut swing at a fastball, 1-1. So Gates with 2-out single. Del Chiaro lines one just over Vasily Spanos' glove as he leaps behind third base. 1-1 to Espito. He's hitting .274 on the year. Here's the pitch. Soft curve popped into shallow left. It'll be Buck coming in, holds his glove up to shade his eyes and makes the catch. And the Travs will strand a couple of men in scoring position in the second inning. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left. That'll take us into the bottom of the second. Still 0-0 on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
The romance begins at Cupid's. Choose from Central Arkansas's largest selection of apparel and lingerie in every size, style, and color. And don't forget the wide selection of menswear, toys, massage oil, and lotion. It's Cupid's Lingerie and more. 2585 Donahue Street in the Townsend Plaza, Conway, 65th and Scott Hamilton, and 9700 North Rodney Perelman in Little Rock, plus 3360 Central Avenue in Hot Springs. Just look for the purple neon hearts, and you'll know you're in the right place. Cupid's Lingerie and more.
Hey, fans, it's easy to get discount tickets to Travs games all year thanks to Ready Ice. Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice presents Ready Ice Wednesdays at Wayne Winder Field. Just pick up a discount coupon for any Wednesday Travs home game anywhere Ready Ice is sold, like most Shell and Exxon gas stations. Bring the coupons to the Travs box office for $3 general admission tickets to any Wednesday home game. That's Ready Ice Wednesdays at Wayne Winder Field all season long. Thanks to Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller, good call.
Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Getting into the bottom of the second inning, it is a 0-0 score. Each team has had some opportunities. Midland in their bottom of the first inning left the bases loaded, and the Travs have already stranded 3 men in scoring position in just 2 innings. It's been a tough road trip offensively for the Travs. They've scored just 20 runs over 6 games coming into this one. And counting their at-bats today, the Travs are 9 for 46 with runners in scoring position. That's an average under 200. Left 17 men on base yesterday. Jesse Smith has already let 3 men on, and he comes into the bottom of the second facing the bottom 3 hitters in the Midland order. It'll be Matt Allegra, followed by Lloyd Turner and Eddie Cornejo against the righty from Lincoln, Nebraska. Smith was watching the Nebraska-Kansas Big 12 baseball game today, along with his battery mate Brent Del Chiaro. Pitch on the way to Allegra, and it's called strike. And being that, even though Jesse didn't play for Nebraska, growing up in Lincoln, he was a Husker fan, and he's quite adamant about that. Here's the 0-1 to Allegra, and the low fastball makes it 1-1. Then there's Del Chiaro, who, although he's from California, played his college ball in Lawrence with the Jayhawks, And so the Huskers and Jayhawks battling today in the Big 12, and you got a Husker and a Jayhawk working as a battery for the Travelers. Little flare to second by Allegra, right where Rodlin is waiting, and he makes the catch. Round number 1. Allegra, who was 0 for 7 yesterday, now hitless over his last 10 at-bats in the series. Lloyd Turner hustles up to the plate with 1 out and no one on in the second inning. I always love to see the batters come up with their intro music playing. They will wait until the music is over before stepping into the batter's box. Turner, right-hand batter, takes the first pitch low after squaring around ball 1. We're seeing Turner batting in his 3rd different spot in the batting order and playing his 3rd position of this series. He's batted leadoff, he's batted 9th, and today he's 8th. He's played short, he's played left, and he's played center. The 1-0 is a curve outside, 2-0 on Turner, who is 2 for his last 19 and hitting .210 on the season. Smith is split last year between Cedar Rapids and Rancho Cucamonga, winds and deals a 2-0 pitch, and Turner finds it on the outside corner for strike 1. Jesse started last year in Cedar Rapids, going 4-6 in 23 games, 15 as a starter. He was 3-2 with Rancho Cucamonga, only 2 starts and 9 out of the pen. The 2-1 is a called strike on the outside corner, 2-2. So Smith has really never had one season where he's had a single role until this year, and he's in the starting rotation for the remainder of the year. 2-2 on the way. Turner swings, lines up the middle for a base hit, a 1-out single, and that'll bring up the 9-hitter Eddie Cornejo. Smith went to a fastball, left it on the outside half of the plate, not in the corner. Maybe had a little bit too much of the plate, and Turner stayed on it and drove it up the middle for the Hounds' 2nd hit. Now it's Eddie Cornejo to come up to the plate, another Big 12 player. Played for the Sooners, the University of Oklahoma University, or University of Oklahoma, whichever way you say it. All Big 12 team in 2003. Left-hand batter with 1 out and 1 on. Smith is ready under his belt. Long pause, he kicks and deals, and Cornejo looks at a strike on the inside corner. Now Cornejo batted leadoff yesterday. We've also seen him bat 9th once in this series. Last night, Cornejo only got 3 at-bats and finished 0 for 3 with 1 sacrifice bunt. He was inserted late into the game as a replacement for Turner. Speaking of Turner, throw over to first, and Turner dives back in. He's safe. 0-0, bottom 2. Final game of a 7-game road trip for the Arkansas Travelers. The Arkansas Travs are 2-4 on the trip. Getting swept in a 3-game series at Frisco, and the Travs have won 2 of 3 here in Midland. Another throw to first base, sending Turner sprawling back in. He's safe. Cornejo hitting .240, no homers, 6 runs batted in. He's a defensive specialist. Short left-hand batter with an open stance. 0-1, hit down the line at third, a fair ball, but Gates is there to cut it off, and it'll be a single for Cornejo as Turner holds at second base. It's 2 on and 1 out for Kurt Suzuki. So Smith has faced 9 batters, 5 men reaching. 3 hits, 1 hit batter, 1 walk, and now Suzuki steps in. Runners will take their lead. Turner can run very well. Cornejo runs well, too. Rodlin holding Turner at second base. Wood, normal depth at short as Smith sets and delivers to Suzuki. A fastball up high, 1-0. Suzuki fly to right field in the first inning. He hasn't driven in a run in this series, but he has driven in 21 on the year. Smith falling behind Suzuki, 1-0. Right-hander holds the bat high. Here's the pitch. Slider right at the letters for a strike, 1-1. This seems to be a little up in the strike zone today. And that is not part of Jesse's game. He usually keeps everything down to the knees. The 1-1 pitch. And it just missed the outside corner. That was where Jesse wanted it. 2 balls, 1 strike on Suzuki. 0-0 here in the second inning. The Travelers have gone without a run over the last 13 innings they've played. Meanwhile, Midland scored the last 5 runs yesterday. They have a chance here in the second to get ahead. Rodland comes in behind the runner, backs up to his position, and Smith steps off rather than throwing. Turner isn't taking a large lead at second base. He knows that Rodland is right there. And Jesse Smith, who's a pretty athletic pitcher, usually has good moves to the bases, whether it's first or second. Smith, a long look for the sign from Del Chiaro. Checking second now. The 2-1, runners go. Swinging a ground ball to second. Rodland couldn't get the out at second base. He throws to first and retires Suzuki. Rodland was right next to second base, and he would have had a chance for the double play, but it looked like the ball rolled up his left arm off his glove, and at least he's able to get the out at first so Smith can get out of the inning, retiring Melillo, but he had a double play right there, even with the hit and run, because Suzuki hit the ball only 2 feet to the right of second base. Melillo stands in. He hasn't driven in a run over the series. He is 4 for 16 with 2 doubles. Left-hand batter. The infield fans out. Bacon comes in a little bit in center. Gates a little deeper in left with the wind blowing across the outfield right to left. Smith from the stretch dealing with 2 men in scoring position. He delivers. Melillo slaps it to third. A line drive caught by Matt Brown. And the RockHounds strand 2 more men here in the second inning. The RockHounds have stranded 5 men through 2 innings. And we'll go into the third, a 0-0 score on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Make your plans now to see the best racing under the lights at Texas Motor Speedway, June 8th, 9th, and 10th. You won't want to miss another incredible finish like this one from 2002.
Here we come once again. It's going to miss the line. The winner's going to be Sam Ornick Jr. by 96 thousandths of a second.
The Oak Creek Homes qualifying day for the IRL and the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series will be Thursday, June 8th. On Friday, June 9th, David Starr, Dennis Setzer, Todd Boda, and the rest of the Craftsman Truck Series will go door to door and heat up the asphalt in the Samstown 400. But the weekend would not be complete without the fearless drivers of the Indy Racing League at speeds over 200 miles per hour in the Bombardier Learjet 500 Saturday night, June 10th. Could it be Dan Weldon, Sam Hornish Jr., Tony Kanaan, or Danica Patrick claiming the Texas victory? Don't miss the action under the lights. Call 817-215-8500 or visit TexasMotorspeedway.com. Texas Motor Speedway, celebrating 10 years strong.
Do you have an interest in broadcasting, enjoy baseball, and are looking for a part-time job opportunity? Well, maybe we have what you're looking for. KDXE AM 1380 is the home for Arkansas Travelers baseball, and we need to add to our staff of board operators for Travelers games. Your responsibility will involve the process of putting Arkansas Travelers games on the air. The work schedule includes weeknights and weekends shared with other staff board operators. No experience in broadcasting is necessary, and learning our system for game broadcasts is easy. If you're interested, give us a call at 501-221-1380. That's 501-221-1380.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Back to Midland, top of the third inning now, and the Travs and the RockHounds a 0-0 score, though the teams have had their chances. Between Arkansas and Midland already, we've got 8 men left on base in just 2 innings. So the pitcher's doing some jobs getting out of tight jams. Dwayne Bacon pops the first pitch of the inning on the right side of the infield. In foul territory, Brant Colamarino almost ran into his catcher, Jed Morris, but he slid by Morris and makes the catch for out number 1, and Bacon 0 for 10 in the series. Jogs back into the dugout across the plate. That'll bring up Eric Rodland. I'm Phil Elson. Back at the studios is Lindsey Floyd and Matt Alderman. Hope you're enjoying your Memorial Day weekend in Central Arkansas. Riverfest has been going on for the last 3 days. And big Memorial Day holiday tomorrow. Rodland pops up in the first. Ziegler delivers outside for a ball. Ziegler has given up 3 hits to 10 men face, but he hasn't walked anybody and struck out 2 men. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Rodland will take a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike, 1-1. Eric slumping a bit in the series. He's 3 for 17. The 1-1 is high and tight. It's 2 balls and a strike. On deck, Brandon Wood. Rodland, who was leading the Texas League with a .350 batting average coming into this series, now second in the league, but here he smacked the base hit over the second baseman's head. Line drive, 1-out single for Eric Rodland, and it's base hit number 3 for the Travelers. Rodland started today as the 3rd leading hitter in the Texas League behind J.R. House of Corpus Christi. He's hitting .349, and Matt Tupman, starting catcher for the Wichita Wranglers, hitting .342. Rodland now 1-4-2, and here's Brandon Wood standing in. Wood a double back in the first inning, and here's the stretch by Ziegler. Pitch on the way. Wood smacks the third base on the ground, got through Spanos. He was cutting into the hole. Rodland will hold at second base, and it's first and second for Arkansas, and only 1 out. A base hit called for Brandon Wood. Now, that could certainly go as an error to Vasily Spanos. Sure, it was a hard-hit ball. Spanos took 1 step to his left, and he was there to make the play, but it skipped under his glove. And, hey, won't complain. Brandon Wood is now 2 for 2. First and second for the cleanup batter, Greg Porter. Quick visit to the mound by Jed Morris as he and Ziegler figure out how to pitch to Greg. Greg grounded out in the first inning to second base, stranding Wood at second. Here there's a 1-out situation. They'll play for 2 on the infield. Ziegler kicks and delivers, and Porter pops it up. Shallow left. Cornejo going out from shortstop with the shades down. Buck coming in. Cornejo makes the catch. Throws to third base, keeping the runners at bay. So Porter on 1 pitch pops up, and it'll be Matt Brown stepping in with a chance to make it an Arkansas lead in the 3rd inning. Theme of the game over the first 2 innings is men left on. Yesterday, the Travs and the RockHounds combined to leave 33 men on base. I haven't seen that many men left on base in years. Brown struck out of the second. Ziegler from the stretch. His breaking ball is low and away. Good eye by Brown for a 1-0 count. Matt led the Travs in RBIs over the first couple of weeks of the season. And as he went into a deep slump during the month of May, his RBI total stayed the same for a good 20 games. He had an RBI in the first yesterday. The 1-0 is way outside. Big slider with too much break. And it's a 2-0 count on Matt Brown. Brown 6 for 25 over this road trip with 2 doubles. Only 1 RBI. Eric Rodland at second base taking a big lead. Brandon Wood at first. Ziegler checks on Rodland and now delivers a sidearm, and Brown smacks it up the middle for a base hit. Rodland comes around third, and Allegra boots it in center. That'll allow Rodland to score, and Wood goes to third. 1-0 Travs as Matt Brown drives in his second run in 2 games. And there's still a runner at third base for Matt Pauley with a 2-out spot. Wood unable to go into second base. Brown unable to go into second base on Allegra overrun of the ball in center. Only went behind it by about 5 feet. But that's how Wood advances to third. We haven't had an error called on Allegra yet, but Wood was not going to advance unless Allegra threw to the plate. We'll never know if he was going to throw or not. So a 2-out RBI for Matt Brown, his 19th of the year. And here's Matt Pauley. Pauley grounded out in the second. He is 4 for 18 on the series. Pitch to Pauley down and in, ball 1. 1 run on 6 base hits for the Travs. And hitting Ziegler pretty well here. Both the outs in the third have been on pop-ups. He's had Travs in front of fastballs swinging a little early. Back to the stretch, and the 1-0 to Matt is low, and it's 2-0. Pauley's driven in 14 runs with Arkansas and 30 runs between AA Arkansas and Single A Rancho. So those 30 RBIs would rank second on the team to only Brandon Wood. Wood at third, Brown at first. Not a huge lead at first base. Ziegler ready. Steps to third, throws to first, and Brown dives back in. And Ziegler almost threw it away. The A's use that first to third a lot. They really like to see their pitchers sell the move. Brown still that same big lead. The 2-0 to Polly. He swings and misses at a floating breaking ball, and it's 2-1. No reason to send Brown with Wood at third base and 2 outs. Brown still out to that large lead. A huge hole on the right side. Step to third, throw to first, threw it away. And Wood will score on the errant pickoff throw by Brad Ziegler, and Brown heads into second base. 2-0 Arkansas. Well, if the A's love that pickoff move so much, and remember, it's still a dangerous thought, because a pitcher stepping to third base comes off the mound just a little bit, coming down the mound slightly, and then turning to first base. His eyes are moving. That's a pretty tough play at times. So the error makes it 2-0. And the 2-1 pitch to Polly, he pops it up in a shallow left. It'll be Buck coming into the gap, called off by Allegra, and Allegra makes the catch. And the Travs are done in the third inning, but 2 runs come home on 3 hits and 1 error. 1 man stranded, and the Travs have a 2-0 lead going into the bottom of the third on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
From the hilltops of Atlanta
to the California sand. Come on, one day across the nation, yeah.
I'm a burrito in every
Most Burritos, 2834 North Hills Boulevard in North Little Rock by Kroger's at North Hills and McCain. Go your own way with National Car Rental. Take a one-time trip and discover Arkansas. National's great weekend special is just what you need for a trip to the Ozarks. Or get your friends together and rent a minivan to historic Eureka Springs. National offers a wide choice of sizes and styles, from luxury cars to vans and sport utility vehicles. Unlimited mileage rates are available. National Car Rental has 2 convenient locations, Little Rock Airport and North Little Rock at 3919 Black Avenue. See National Car Rental's ad in the Yellow Pages. Go your own way with National Car Rental.
1, 2, 3.
We're at the supermarket checking out shopping lists.
Oh, here's mine.
Let's see. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, do I win?
Well, actually, you probably lose.
What?
Lose inches.
Oh.
See, studies show that people following a proper reduced calorie diet that included 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt every day had better weight loss results and trimmed more from their waistline than if they just cut calories alone. So eat 3 cool, creamy servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt a day.
Wow, I consider that a win.
Have you had your 3 today?
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Last game of a road trip for the Arkansas Travelers. They'll return to Little Rock sometime early in the morning tomorrow. And back for a 7-game homestand beginning with Tuesday's business persons doubleheader beginning at 12 noon. Hey, folks, you got a 3-day weekend. Why not make it 4? Play hooky on Tuesday and come out and enjoy a Tuesday afternoon double dip with the Travs and the Frisco Rough Riders. And bring the boss as well. He needs another day off, too. 12 noon double dip. If you bring out your wireless laptop or wireless PDA, you can enjoy free wireless internet brought to you by AT&T Wi-Fi. It's 2-0 Arkansas here in the bottom of the third inning, and Travis Buck leading off. Pitch outside from Jesse Smith. Smith in 2 innings has allowed 3 hits, 1 walk, and hit a batter, but has stranded all 5 base runners. Buck singled in the first with a broken bat. The 1-0 is over the outside corner for a strike called, 1-1. Buck, Spanos, and Morris here in the third. They all reached in the first inning after 2 outs, but never scored. Here's the 1-1 from Smith. A fastball hit down the right field line, hooking foul, and it is strike 2 on Buck. Discount tickets for Tuesday's doubleheader available at any Pulaski County Exxon station. And if you're looking for discount tickets on Wednesday's game, you can get it anywhere Ready Ice is sold in Pulaski County, which is most Exxon or Shell gas stations. Smith has struck out 1 batter. He's 1-2 on Buck, and the pitch. fouled off over the third base dugout, still 1-2. There's also a way to get free general admission to Wednesday's game on May the 31st. All you have to do is, first of all, be a Arkansas Federal Credit Union member and show that AFCU debit or check card at Gate 2. And if you're not a member and you want free tickets, sign up and be a member of Arkansas Federal Credit Union, and you'll probably get in for free. The 1-2 pitch is outside, and it's 2-2 on Travis Buck. Pettigene Meats family discount night on Thursday. Bring a proof of purchase from a Pettigene Meats product and get $3 general admission Thursday. The 2-2 down and outside, and the count goes full on Travis Buck. Now, one thing Smith hasn't done today is allowed the leadoff man to reach. Here's his payoff pitch to Buck. Swung on, popped up over third. Brown chasing it over to the first row, but it's in to the concourse level, and it's still a full count on Buck. So discount tickets for each of the first 3 days of the homestand, and then Friday, June 2nd, midget wrestling night at Raywinder Field. I guess this is the 8th year, I think, that midget wrestling has been a tradition at Raywinder. It's pretty much supplanted Captain Dynamite as one of the more anticipated promotions at Raywinder Field. And don't worry, we'll be bringing the midgets over to Dickey Stevens Park. Another 3-2 to Buck. Another foul ball over the third base side, and we'll do it again. That'll be 9 pitches here from Smith to Buck. Kids run the bases Friday night after the ball game. Midget wrestling starts at 7. Baseball begins at 7:45. And that's just Friday night at Raywinder Field. Another 3-2 to Buck, and another foul ball. Same spot over the third base dugout. Painter's caps to the first 1,000 paid adults with a $6 general admission ticket on Saturday, courtesy of Coca-Cola and KATV. For all you Trav fans that figure you got some rooms to paint in your houses this summer, well, we've got the perfect thing for it. The only thing we're missing is Trav's paintbrush night. 3-2 again to Buck. He struck him out swinging, got him with a curveball. So Buck had fouled off 3 consecutive fastballs, and a nice job by Jesse Smith. He crossed him up, goes to the hook, and strikes out his second of the game. And we should have a theme night involving paint. There's a lot of things you could do with that. Trav's paintbrushes, Trav's painter's cap, Trav's painter's outfit, Trav's paint night. We're just giving out the painter's caps on Saturday. Jim Elder Good Sport Fund Kids Clinic, Sunday, June 4th. Clinic on the field with the players and coaches beginning at 1:45. Baseball starts at 2 o'clock. Vasily Spanos, the batter. Smith fires a strike to the knees. And an 0-1 count. Spanos was hit on his left shoulder by a fastball on the first. He's 4 for 16 in the series. Got a bright red bat on his right shoulder. And the 0-1 is inside for a ball, 1-1. Just over the last few years, we've started to see these red bats come out. Kind of look like a big candy cane. 1-1 pitch to the right-hander. And it is a little high and tight, 2-1. In plenty of brown bats, black bats, even the white ash. But over the last few years, we've seen red bats, red gloves, and blue gloves. Yikes. 2-1 to Spanos. Outside, 3-1. I think those red and blue gloves kind of stand out a little bit more than the red bat. Baseball fashion police never got involved. 3-1 pitch to Spanos. Strike 2 called at the knees. He was already across the plate. Spanos thought he had a walk. Well, Spanos comes back to the batter's box, calmly speaks to our unnamed plate umpire. Payoff pitch about to come as Smith has gone full 2 in a row. Here it is. Swinging a bouncing ball over the mound. Wood gets it in back a second, wheels around and fires too high. Porter leaps in the air to bring it in. Spanos reaches with an infield single. But Brandon Wood flashed some serious range, getting to a hard chopper up the middle. He threw it from short center field and almost had the out. I mean, for those of you who have watched Brandon Wood play shortstop, there's a lot of people that say he's never going to play shortstop in the major leagues. And you know what, folks? You might be right about that. You very well could be right. Brandon Wood may not be an everyday shortstop in the major leagues, but I'll tell you what, Brandon Wood moves like a shortstop. He plays like a shortstop. He is a shortstop. And when he moves to another position, he's going to be a shortstop learning a new position. Jed Morris, the batter. Left-hander takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Brandon Wood's not a third baseman. He's not a first baseman. He's not an outfielder. This is a very athletic kid who plays shortstop. And remember, folks, we've been spoiled as Traveler fans over the last 6 years. Here's an 0-1, and Morris hits it hard, and Greg Porter snags the line drive and steps on first for the inning-ending double play. Porter with a backhand stab of a ball that maybe was 3 inches off the dirt. And the RockHounds go with no runs on 1 hit and nobody left in the 3rd inning. So it's 2-0 Travelers heading into the top of the 4th. And we're back after these words on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
You signaled your turn. You merged without cutting anyone off. You stopped because the light was red. Through rain and sleet, through dark of night, 365 1/4 days a year, you drive safely. Now Allstate rewards you for being the hero you are. Introducing the Safe Driving Bonus. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, Allstate will give you an extra bonus. Actual cash off your renewal bill. That's on top of any discounts you've already received. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate, Sand. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can start earning your safe driving bonus the day you sign up. Features optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Norfolk, Illinois.
Get out today and hit the links. Stone Lakes. Stone Lakes Golf Course is rated as one of the best public courses in the state. Sporting beautiful bent grass greens, plus lush fairways and tees. Stone Lakes has matured over the past 3 years into a true test of golf. Stone Lakes features reasonable green speed and 18 lake-style holes located 1 mile off I-440 on Faulkner Lake Road. Call 945-0945 for Stone Lakes or visit online at stonelakes.net.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
3 innings are in the books here at Citibank Ballpark in Midland. The Arkansas Travelers lead the RockHounds by a 2-0 score. Phil Elson with you, and get through the totals here. For Arkansas, it's 2 runs on 6 hits, no errors. They stranded 4. Midland has scored no runs on 4 hits with 1 error committed, and the RockHounds have stranded 5. David Gates leads off inning number 4 against Brad Ziegler. Gates, the 7-hitter, singled in the 2nd. First pitch of the inning, a big swing and a miss on a curveball. And it's 0-1 on Gates. Del Chiaro next, and then Espedo. 7, 8, and 9 slot against Ziegler. Gave up 1 earned run and 1 unearned run of the 3rd, but the unearned run was his own fault for a bad pickoff throw. The 0-1 to Gates is popped up over the first base side towards the home dugout. Settles into the 4th row of the dugout, and it is 0-2. Before we go much further, and I don't know if she's listening, but I'd like to wish a happy birthday to my lovely wife, Julie. Julie, you share a birthday with one of the Midland mascots, a 10-foot inflatable dog named Junior. So you're a little bit older than the 10-foot inflatable dog and a whole lot cuter. Here's the 0-2 to Gates. Swing and a miss on a curveball, strike 3. 1 away, and Del Chiaro coming up next. Yes, it is true, folks, that today, I'm sure you're brimming with happiness about it. It is the 10th birthday. Pardon me, not the 10th birthday, but it is the birthday of one of 3 mascots that they have here at Citibank Ballpark. A 10-foot inflatable dog who runs the bases with a kid each night. Brent Del Chiaro fouls a pitch straight back, 0-1. Midland is one of 3 franchises in the Texas League that have more than 1 mascot. It's a big budget for being goofy in a furry suit. Here's an 0-1 to Del Chiaro. Brent swings and lines it foul into the third base seats, 0-2. Del Chiaro singled in the 2nd to left field, didn't score. San Antonio has my favorite mascot, Jalapeno, who's a large jalapeno pepper with legs, the only pepper in history that actually walks. And, of course, the puppy Taco. 0-2 to Del Chiaro, swing and a miss, and Brad Ziegler has recorded 2 strikeouts, both on the curveball here in the 4th inning. And then in Frisco, where just about everything is a mascot, they've got about 5 or 6 different mascots that pervade silliness throughout the ballpark all game long. And here in Midland, they've got 3. 2-0 Arkansas, but 2 outs in the top of the 4th, and no one on for Jason Espedo. Slaps the ball foul the other way, and it's strike 1. Jason Espedo flied to left field in the 2nd inning. 7 homers on the year and 20 driven home. The 0-1 pitch up at the elbow inside, and it's 1-1 on the 9-hitter. Travelers, 2 runs in the 3rd inning on 3 hits and 1 error by the pitcher Ziegler. Here in the 4th, he struck out 2 men, but Espedo singles into center field on the 1-1 pitch. Soft liner into center, and it's Arkansas's 7th base hit off of Brad Ziegler, and that'll bring us to the top of the Arkansas order with Dwayne Bacon. So we cycle through the order for the 3rd time. Bacon has struck out and popped up. Dwayne 0 for 10 in the series, and only 2 hits and 22 trips to the plate on the road trip. Batting from the left side, here's a pitch, and it's low and away for a ball, 1-0. Bacon ejected from the 11th inning on Friday night, and he did not play yesterday. There was no suspension. He just had the evening off. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, a tap into the hole at short, cut off by third baseman Spanos. Flips to second for a force out of Espedo, and the Travs are done in inning number 4. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and Arkansas takes a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the 4th inning here in Midland on Air America, Little Rock, 1380 KTXE.
An Arkansas Federal Home Equity Loan has a 4-month fixed rate as low as 4.5% annual percentage rate with absolutely no fees. And you can access your loan with Arkansas Federal's new Visa Platinum credit card. Apply online at afcu.org or call 982-1000. A home equity loan with a 4-month fixed rate as low as 4.5% annual percentage rate with absolutely no fees is available today at Arkansas Federal. And you can use your Visa Platinum credit card to access your loan. Apply online at afcu.org or call 982-1000.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell.
My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
0 is for the 0 calories.
To stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
For 30 seasons, Jim Elder was the radio voice of the Arkansas Travelers. Fans knew him as the human encyclopedia of sports knowledge from baseball to horse racing to football. Jim knew it all, but Jim Elder was about much more than sports. He also loved to help kids, and that's why his friends and family started the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. The fund helps organizations that teach kids about life through sports, like Park, RBI Baseball at Lamar Porter Field, the First Tee, Arkansas Sheriff's Youth Ranch, and kids clinics with the Arkansas Travelers. Jim Elder's legend will live on in Arkansas through the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. See them online at jimelder.org.
Think of us like a thinking person's voter's guide. Air America, Little Rock, 1380 KDXE, North Little Rock.
Bill Elson with you as we move into the bottom of the 4th inning here on Air America, Little Rock. It is a 2-0 lead for the Arkansas Travelers. Travs trying to get out of Midland, winning 3 of 4. And then enjoy a Memorial Day off tomorrow before getting back to Little Rock for a doubleheader against Frisco on Tuesday. The Travs owe Frisco a little bit. The Rough Riders swept the Travs out of Dr. Pepper Ballpark last week. And so Arkansas is certainly looking forward to the Rough Riders coming in for a 4-game series. Bottom of the 4th, and the number 6 hitter, Brant Colamarino, at the plate for the RockHounds. Jesse Smith delivers the first of the inning, and Colamarino lines it past Eric Rodland for a base hit into right field. A first pitch single, and the RockHounds get their first leadoff man on base for the day. Smith has now allowed 5 hits over 3 innings. Hit a batter, walked a man. He's also had a double play turn behind him and stranded 5. Scary music. Matt Allegra sends into the batter's box. Allegra hit a flare to second for an out in the second inning and is 0 for his last 12 in the series. Actually 0 for 10 last time, but he's actually hitless in his last 12 trips to the plate. Colamarino, who doesn't run well, takes a 3-step lead, and it's Smith delivering a pitch to the righty, and Allegra lines it into left for a base hit. David Gates comes on and fields it cleanly, and that'll keep Colamarino at second, so it's 2 on and nobody out. The RockHounds have figured Smith's plan of attack here. Remember we said over the first couple of innings that Smith throws a lot of first-pitch fastballs to get ahead in the count. Well, he's going to have to go to a different plan now as both Colamarino and Allegra swing at first-pitch fastballs and collect line drive singles. So Smith might have to use his secondary stuff to get ahead. No pitcher likes to pitch from behind of the count, and sometimes you got to alter your approach. Lloyd Turner stands in. The Travs expect a sac bunt. Porter in front of Allegra at first base, and Brown ready to charge on the infield grass at third. Turner does not square. He swings, grounds to second. Rodlin makes the play, flips to Wood for an out, and Wood can't get the ball out of his glove. Turner runs well anyway. He would have beaten the throw. So it's a force out at second base going 4 to 6. Colamarino to third base, and Turner to first on the fielder's choice. Wood actually, and maybe he didn't lose the ball in the transfer to his hand. It looked like he double clutched, but more or less, I think Wood looked at first base and realized that Turner got a really good break out of the batter's box, and there was no reason for Wood to try to throw to first. He wouldn't have had a double play anyway, and risked throwing it away. Now a double play gets the Travs out of the inning. Eddie Cornejo about to step up. Cornejo has driven in only 6 runs in 32 games this year. He's got first and third and 1 out. The Travs leading 2-0. Smith will work from the stretch at the belt. And the delivery to the lefty. Cornejo swings and grounds it foul outside first, strike 1. Smith has thrown 4 pitches against 4 hitters. They've swung at the first pitch every time. It's worked to Midland's benefit here in the 4th inning. First 2 pitches, Colamarino and Allegra single, and then Turner moves the runner up with a fielder's choice. Cornejo standing in there. He singled to left in the second inning. Into the stretch goes Smith, checks third, looks over his shoulder to first, and now the 0-1 is high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Rare for Cornejo to get an RBI opportunity. It's just his 24th at-bat. With a runner in scoring position all year, many of the other RockHounds have had 50 or 60 at-bats with a man at second and third. Smith will look over the left shoulder, taking a glance at Turner. He'll throw over, and Turner gets back in. Turner, you got to watch for him trying to steal. Midland, not a ball club that attempts to steal all that much. As a matter of fact, the RockHounds have attempted the least amount of steals in the league. Turner has stolen 7. He stays on the 1-1 pitch, and it just missed a little low and away. 2 balls and a strike on the 9-hitter Cornejo. Vaughn Hayes, the Midland manager at third base, he doesn't like to put on the hit and run very much. He and many of the other A's minor league managers just stay out of the way. Turner, big lead, a throw over, he's back. Smith does get a lot of ground balls, 5 double plays behind him this year. They're positioned for it on the infield. Turner still that aggressive lead. Here's a 2-1. Low and outside. It's ball 3. Smith clinging to a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th. Scuffling against Cornejo, and on deck is Kurt Suzuki. RockHounds have already had 1 bases loaded spot, and if Smith walks Cornejo, they'll have their second. At the stretch, the 3-1 pitch, line foul over the third base seats, and that'll make it a full count. fifth full count that Smith has gone to. He's already thrown over 60 pitches, and he's only recorded 1 out in the fourth, so Smith working overtime today. Colamarino at third, Turner at first. Turner leaning back as Smith gets the sign from the catcher. Del Chiaro flashes out the sign, and time is called at the plate. The batter steps out. 13 hits between these teams with only 2 runs. The Travelers have the lead 2-0. Smith gets the sign. He sets the target on the outside corner. Runner goes to second. The pitch is high. Ball 4. Second bases loaded chance for the RockHounds. They had a bases loaded 2-out spot in the first inning, and Smith struck out Colamarino on a sinking 3-2 pitch, but now the RockHounds have the bases loaded with 1 out, and they're top of the order. Kurt Suzuki standing in. Suzuki, a decent clutch hitter, 341 with men in scoring position, and 1 for 4 with the bases loaded. Hasn't driven in a run in this series. 3 for 13. Colamarino at third. It's Turner at second and Cornejo at first. Smith will go from the stretch. And he kicks and delivers. Suzuki fouls it back for strike 1. Traveler pitchers have dealt with the bases loaded quite a bit this year. This is the 58th at-bat for an opponent with the bases loaded. Opponent hitting .357 against Arkansas with them juiced up. 1 grand slam. 0-1 off the outside corner. A slider. 1 ball, 1 strike. Smith has allowed 2 hits in 3 chances with the bases loaded. That includes the first inning strikeout of Colamarino. 2 hits and a walk have loaded them up here in the fourth with a fielder's choice in between for the only out. 2-0 Travs, the lead in jeopardy. Smith delivers a 1-1, and Suzuki takes ball 2 down and outside. A lot of base runners against Smith in 3 1/3. 6 hits, 2 walks, 1 hit batter. So far, he is not allowed a run. Here's the 2-1 to Suzuki. Ball 3 just under the knees. So a 3-1 count to the bases loaded. Smith walked the previous batter, Cornejo. Kevin Melillo on deck. You'd be very surprised to see Jesse Smith walk a run in. Here's the stretch. 3-1. Suzuki takes high. Ball 4. And it forces Colamarino in from third base. And Ken Patterson will walk out to the mound for a talk with Jesse Smith. So Suzuki gets his only RBI of this series on a bases-loaded walk, and Smith very uncharacteristically has walked 3 and hit a batter in 3 1/3 innings. Jesse had walked no more than 4 batters in any one game this year. That happened once. And in only 2 of his 9 outings has he walked more than 1 batter coming into this game. So this is as big of a surprise from Jesse Smith, I think, all season. He had walked only 3 men in his last 4 starts combined. Unnamed plate umpire goes out to the hill and breaks up the conference. Patterson seems to be muttering under his breath as he walks into the third base dugout. And now it's Kevin Melillo's chance with the bases juiced. So the tying run at third base, go-ahead run at second for the RockHounds. Melillo is grounded to second and lined to third base. 0 for 2, a left-hand batter with 17 RBIs on the year. Still double play depth on the infield. Smith's pitch is swung on and hits a short one-hopped Wood. He flips to Rodland for an out. Relay to first in time for the inning-ending double play, and the Travs will keep the lead. Only 1 run for the RockHounds out of a bases-loaded 1-out situation. 1 run on 2 hits, And 2 runners left. That's a 2-1 Travelers lead going into the 5th inning on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
My mother said, no daughter of mine is driving a truck. I'm an 18-wheeling, double-clutching lady truck driver. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. BC powder is this trucker's best friend. My day starts at 4 a.m. and ends 12 hours later. Out here on the road, there's a million things that's happening at once. I take BC for stress headache, backache. I just can't pull over when my head's pounding. The reason I take BC is because it's fast and it works. I'm Carolyn from Asheboro, NC, and my pain reliever is BC.
News Director. AgPro knows you're patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a Deere. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at AgPro Central Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
Of all the days of the week, it seems that Mondays are everybody's least favorite day. Well, the Travs and the Arkansas Democrat Gazette have a reason for baseball fans to look forward to Mondays. That's because Mondays are Democrat Gazette family night here at the ballpark. You just pick up a copy of Monday's Democrat Gazette, and you'll find a discount family ticket right there in the sports section. That's right. It's a coupon that admits the whole family for just $2 a person. Hey, Mondays don't sound so bad anymore.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Yes, it is. 5 o'clock here, actually 25 past 5 in Midland, Texas, as the Arkansas Travelers take a 2-1 lead into the 5th inning. Eric Rodland leads off after being the keystone on a 6-4-3 double play that ended the bottom of the 4th. Rodland will take a strike from Brad Ziegler for an 0-1 count. I'm Phil Elson, and thanks for joining us today for game number 49 of the Texas League season. 21 games left in the first half. The 0-1 is up high to Rodland. Ball and a strike. Wood and Porter to follow. Rodland singled and scored in the 3rd and popped up in the 1st. 1-1 to the lefty. It is inside. It's 2-1. Local umpires getting some grief from the fans here. The 2-1 to Rodland. Swing and a miss and a changeup, 2-2. We'll check Texas League scores this inning on the Southwest Airlines scoreboard. Now one final. Tulsa sweeps Corpus Christi 5-2, and that is 5 straight wins for the Drillers. A 2-2 pitch to Rodland. Swinging a fly ball into center field. Going back is Allegra. Still going back. At the warning track, reaches out and makes the catch and then smashes into the padded wall for out number 1. A splendid grab by Matt Allegra as Rodland hit that ball fairly solidly right on the barrel of the bat, and he sent Allegra a good 400 feet into left center field and crashed right into that padded wall. If he would have crashed into the wall like that at Ravender Field, he would have needed to find himself a new melon. Put a star next to Allegra's name for that fine catch. Rodland just missed his 2nd hit of the game. Brandon Wood has collected 2 hits, a double and a single, and he scored the Travs' 2nd run. The right-hander Ziegler winds and deals. Wood takes a curve for a called strike. Tulsa's Mark Kaiser got the victory. He's 3-4. Josh Miller, falling to 6-4 with the loss. Manuel Corpus saved his 13th, tying Mark Morrell of Springfield for the league lead. 2-0 to Wood. Swing and a miss. Actually, that was an 0-1 to Wood, and the scoreboard said 2-0. It's 0-2 on the Travelers shortstop, and the scoreboard operator doesn't know what the heck is going on. 0-2 pitch to Wood. Low and outside, ball 1. So Tulsa pulls to within a half game of Springfield, and the Cardinals are trailing Frisco at the moment. Top of the 9th, 6-5. It's a pitch to Wood, 1-2. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. That is Ziegler's 5th strikeout of the game, and Wood left standing there at the plate wondering to himself if that really was a strike or not. 2 outs in the 5th inning. That'll bring up Greg Porter. One of the score out of San Antonio. Missions and the Wranglers tied 1-1. Springfield needs to beat Frisco, otherwise the Drillers tie the Cardinals for first place. Actually, Springfield would be ahead on percentage points, but percentage points won't count. Pitch to Porter. Swing and a miss in front of a changeup, strike 1. Porter 0 for 2 with a ground out to second and a pop-up to short. Travs have a lead 2-1. 7 Arkansas hits and 6 for the Hounds. Offense is not utilizing their hit total very well. 0-1 to Porter, and it's a little low, 1 ball, 1 strike. I guess you would call that being economical. Either the Travs or the Hounds very economical with their hits. They're leaving a lot of men on base, hitting into a few double plays. 1-1 pitch to the lefty. Porter takes a fastball on the inside corner, strike 2. Good pitch there by Ziegler. We'll be checking Major League scores next inning on the Southwest Airlines scoreboard. Wild game at Wrigley Field today. 1-2 to Porter, swing and a miss. It bounces past the catcher Morris. He recovers along the first base side and throws Porter out at first. Porter got a late break out of the box. I think he wasn't sure or not whether the ball got past Morris. But the strikeout of Porter is the 6th for Ziegler. And the Travs go down in order for the only time today. We're halfway through, going into the bottom of the 5th inning. It's the Travelers 2 and the RockHounds 1 on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
You know, to become the best barbecue restaurant in Little Rock, it takes dedicated people like us here at the Pig and Chick that are willing to wake up with the pigs to make sure that we bring home the best of the best in them hogs. Now, it's not the job for everyone, but you got to do what you got to do to make sure that every day is the best dang hog day ever. And here at the Pig and Chick, it's always the best. We slow cook our barbecues daily, making sure that it's lit, hugging good. Heck, we're known as the Great American Barbecue House here in Little Rock. We're also known around these parts as having the best dang catfish anywhere. So no matter what you're in the mood for, ribs, catfish, chicken, here at Pig and Chick, you'll always get the best meal in town. So come join us for lunch, dinner, or even let us cater your next event. Here at Pig and Chick, we take catering seriously, and we're going to make sure that your event is a huge success.
Pig in or pig out at Pig and Chick, located at 7824 JFK in Sherwood. Call us for takeout at 834-5456. And it's the same number for catering, 834-5456. Here at Pig and Chick, people start pigging out at 10:30 a.m. daily and don't stop till 9 p.m. Oh, by the way, did I mention the catfish?
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller, good call.
Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Moving into the bottom of the 5th inning, the Travelers went down in order in the top half of the 5th for the only time today. 2-1 Arkansas in front of Midland in the final game of this 4-game series. Travs will be taking on the RockHounds next week, starting on Friday, June 2nd with Midget Wrestling. Beginning at 7 o'clock, ball game 7:45. Midland's in town for the Painter's Cap giveaway on Saturday to the first 1,000 paid adults. And Family Sunday, 1 week from today, you can get the entire family in for a total of $6 just by bringing your church full into the ballpark. AARP members get in for free on Sunday with a valid membership card. And, of course, don't forget about the Jim Elder Good Sport Fun Kids Clinic. Travis Buck leads off the bottom of the 5th for the RockHounds. Jesse Smith will deliver a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Buck, Vasily Spanos, and Jed Morris here in the 5th against Jesse Smith. Buck is 1 for 2 with an infield single and a strikeout. Left-hand batter goes after the 0-1 and misses. Strike 2. Nice changeup from Smith. Haven't seen many changeups from Jesse. A lot of fastballs early in the count, but now it looks like he's crossing the RockHounds up a little bit. Midland swinging at a lot of first pitches. 0-2. Smith takes off a sign, now delivers. Buck will take strike 3 on the outside corner. Strikeout number 3 for Jesse Smith, and his easiest of the game. He had to throw 10 pitches to strike out Buck in the 3rd inning. This one came on 3 pitches. Okay, checking those Major League scores. These are the games that are currently in progress. The Angels are down to their final 2 outs against the Baltimore Orioles. 7-6, the Orioles leading. Sean Figgins at the plate against Ray, the closer of Baltimore, as the pitch misses high to Spanos, ball 1. St. Louis trailing San Diego 10-7. Padres scored 8 runs in the 5th inning. That game's in the 7th at the moment. The 1-0. Spanos hits a liner to Porter at first, and he grabs out number 2. First time Spanos has been set down. He's been hit by a pitch and single. Now Jed Morris will stand in. Here's the big news that I've just seen. Barry Bonds hit his 715th home run, but the Giants are trailing the Rockies in the ninth inning by a 6-3 score. So Barry Bonds now second all-time in home runs, only to Hank Aaron, as Babe Ruth is now third all-time. Pitch on the way to Jed Morris. It is low, and it's ball one. Bonds hit that homer off of young Kim, who's given up his share of legendary homers. Morris bounced into a double play last time up, and he'll foul this pitch on the ground. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now, Bonds has hit every single one of his home runs as a member of the National League. Of course, Babe Ruth hit the last handful of his home runs in the National League with the Boston Braves. Hank Aaron played his last 2 seasons with the Milwaukee Brewers. 1-1 to Morris, outside 2-1. Brent Colamarino on deck. No one on for Morris. 2 outs. And Smith's 2-1 pitch. Swung on, chopped between the hole at first and second for a 2-out single. And Jed Morris is aboard with the RockHounds' 7th base hit. And they've equaled the Travs hit total. Colamarino coming up next. Colamarino singled and scored in the 4th inning, struck out to end the 1st, leaving 3 men on. Left-hand batter standing in. Tying run at first with the Travs leading 2-1. Smith from the stretch delivers a strike on the outside corner with a slider. Hank Aaron, by the way, hit 22 home runs in the American League. And therefore 733 in the National League. There's 0-1 to Colamarino, the pitch. Chopped over Porter's head and down the right field line for a base hit. Morris on his way to third. Colamarino wants second. Matt Pauley fires to second base. The throw is in time, and Colamarino is nailed for the final out of the 5th inning. Credit Colamarino with his second base hit of the game, but the out goes 9-4 with a tag applied by Eric Rodlin, and the Travs hold the lead once again. No runs for the RockHounds on 2 hits, and 1 man stranded at third. That'll take us into the 6th inning, and it's 2-1 Arkansas on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
An accident involving a large truck can cause a lot of damage. If you're injured, you need a law firm that knows what they're doing. And while facts differ and results vary, we've got a verdict as large as $12.5 million in a single tractor-trailer case. Put this experience on your side. Call us at Gary Eubanks & Associates. We'll win your case, or you don't owe us a dime.
1, 2, 3.
We're at the supermarket checking out shopping lists.
Oh, here's mine.
Let's see. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, do I win?
Well, actually, you probably lose.
What?
Lose inches.
Oh.
These studies show that people following a proper reduced-calorie diet that included 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt every day had better weight loss results and trimmed more from their waistline than if they just cut calories alone. So eat 3 cool, creamy servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt a day.
Wow, I consider that a win.
Have you had your 3 today?
An Arkansas Federal Home Equity Loan has a 4-month fixed rate as low as 4.5% annual percentage rate with absolutely no fees. And you can access your loan with Arkansas Federal's new Visa Platinum credit card. Apply online at afcu.org or call 982-1000. A home equity loan with a 4-month fixed rate as low as 4.5% annual percentage rate with absolutely no fees is available today at Arkansas Federal. And you can use your Visa Platinum credit card to access your loan. Apply online at afcu.org or call 982-1000.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Traveler Baseball heading into the 6th inning here at Citibank Ballpark on a sunny day in Midland, Texas. Beautiful afternoon for baseball. Sunny skies with a few clouds off in the distance. No chance of rain It's been 93 degrees since we started. It's still 93 degrees. And the Travs lead by a score of 2-1. Brad Ziegler has seemed to settle in a little bit. Ziegler has set down 7 of the last 8 men that he's faced, but Arkansas still leading 2-1. Ziegler allowed both runs in the third inning on an RBI single by Matt Brown, and then an errant pickoff throw by Ziegler brought home the second run. Matt Brown will lead off the 6th inning. Brown singled in the third to drive home Rodland, struck out in the second. Ziegler has now set down 4 in a row, and here's the first of the inning to Brown. It's a slider up high, ball 1. Final scores today across the National League, plenty of them to report. Washington wins 10-4 over the Dodgers as the 1-0 to Brown is popped into right field. Turner waiting, and he sees it coming towards him, just drifts towards the foul line 3 feet and makes the catch. 1 away, Brown 1 for 3. 2 home runs by Nick Johnson, and Alfonso Soriano and Ryan Zimmerman also went deep for the Nats. Ramon Ortiz got the win. He's 3-4, and Jay Sal, the loser for the Dodgers, 2-3. Matt Pauley stepping in. Pauley has grounded to second and slide to center. It was Pauley's throw that ended the bottom of the 5th inning, gunning out Colin Marino on his attempt to get to second base. First pitch outside, ball 1. The Mets beat the Marlins today, 7-3. El Duque got his first win as a Met. Carlos Beltran, his 14th home run of the year. Mets had a 4-0 lead in the first. Pitch to Pauley, line drive and a right, a base hit. And a 1-out single for Pauley is the Travs' 8th base hit overall, and that'll bring up David Gates. Cincinnati came back and defeated Arizona 5-4 on a walk-off homer from John Valentine. Diamondbacks led 4-1 leading into the 8th inning. 2 runs in the 8th for the Reds and 2 in the 9th to win it. Scott Hatteberg and Ryan Friel also homered for Cincinnati. David Weathers the winner, and Jose Valverde allowed the homer to take the loss. Here's Gates, singled in the second, struck out swinging in the 4th. It was the 12th strikeout in 23 at-bats for Gates over this road trip. Here's a pitch, and it looks low, ball 1. Philadelphia beat Milwaukee 6-2, and Ryan Madsen struck out 7 for his 5th win of the year. Ryan Howard hit his 17th home run. Trying to see him creep up the leaderboard. Second in the National League to Albert Pujols, 1-0 outside to Gates, 2-0. The Houston Astros rallied back to beat Pittsburgh 5-4. Astros scored 4 in the 9th to tie it. And they went into the 10th after playing 18 innings yesterday. The Bucks and the Astros went 10 today. Gates, fly ball deep right. Turner going back in front of the track, makes the catch. And Pauley quickly back to first base. 2 away to bring up Brent Del Chiaro. Jason Bay is becoming a huge story of his own as Bay homered for the 10th time in 10 games. His 16 homers on the season. Now, those 10 homers haven't come all in a row in 10-8 games. With Bay, that is something else. 10 home runs in 10 games. Now, there's a lot of people around the major leagues of baseball fans who, even though Bay won the Rookie of the Year award a couple of years ago, they don't know who he is. Del Chiaro fouls at the plate, strike 1. Jason Bay, a former college teammate of Eric Rodland at Gonzaga University. And he's quickly becoming the best major leaguer from Canada. Actually has been for the last 2 years. Jose Bautista also going deep for the Bucks, but Chad Qualls, former Round Rock pitcher, got the win. Brad Lidge saved his 13th. Pitch to Del Chiaro was low, and it's a ball and a strike. Del Chiaro was singled and struck out. 2-1 Travelers here in the top of the 6th inning. 2 outs, Pauley at first. Everything's gone to right field. Brown and Gates have fly to right, and Pauley singled to right. Ziegler ready. The tall right-hander delivers a 1-1. Del Chiaro takes inside 2-1. Wild game at Chicago today. There's the Cubs rallied from 4 down to tie to the 9th against the Braves. They go 11, and the Braves win it 13-12. Wind must have been blowing out at Wrigley Field. Each team hit 4 homers. The 2-1 pop up on the infield. Second baseman Melillo makes the catch at the cut of the grass, and the Travelers, with no runs in the 6th inning on 1 base hit, they strand Pauley at first. 5.5 complete. Bottom of inning number 6 coming up. It's the Travelers 2 and the RockHounds 1. This is Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
It takes teamwork to be able to reach new goals in today's complex business environment. Each one of us should strive to be a step ahead and know how to compete in a rapidly changing world. The ITT Tech School of Business is about helping people prepare for the challenges of a competitive world. ITT Technical Institute School of Business, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
What if there were no bad drivers? What if everyone always followed the speed limit? What if 10-car pileups didn't exist? In a world like that, we'd all be better off. It's why Allstate is introducing 2 incentives to drive safe. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, you'll get cash off your renewal bill with a safe driving bonus. And for every year of safe driving, you'll get $100 off your deductible with deductible rewards. Another year, another $100 off, up to $500. But it's not just about saving money. Safe driving also saves lives. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate, Dan. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can get $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Deductible awards apply to collision coverage. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Bottom of the 6th inning now at Midland Citibank Ballpark. It's the Arkansas Travelers 2 and the Midland RockHounds 1. Jesse Smith coming back to the hill after throwing 81 pitches in 5 innings. He has scattered 8 hits, walked 2 men, hit 1 batter. He's faced 3 bases-loaded situations, yet Smith has allowed only 1 run. He has stranded 8 men on base, has had 1 man thrown out at second, and has had 2 double plays turned behind him. So Smith is with Mr. Slippery today for the Arkansas Travelers, and Mr. Slippery faces the bottom 3 hitters in the order here in the 6th. Matt Allegra is first up. Lloyd Turner and Eddie Cornejo up after him. Allegra, the 7 batter, is singled and flied to second base. Big righty with power, and a pitch on the way from Smith. Starts it with a curve for strike 1. Nice looking hook. Final scores in the American League today. It's now a final as Baltimore beats the Angels. A 7-6 final score. Kelvin Escobar took the loss. He is 5-5. Smith winds, and the 0-1 to Allegra. Tried the slider, it missed up high, and it's 1-1. The loss for the Angels ends a 4-game losing streak, ends a 4-game winning streak. Drops them to 21-29. Currently 4.5 games behind Texas. 2-1 pitch. Allegra looks at a fastball over the outside corner, strike 2. Rangers battle the A's today. Kirk Saarloos and Vicente Padilla will be the starting pitchers. That'll be a 7:05 first pitch on ESPN. The 1-2 pitch to Allegra. Swinging a high fly, hit well into left field. Going back Gates, he looks up and the ball is gone. And that ties the game. Matt Allegra with a leadoff home run in the 6th inning, and that'll make it 2-2. It's his 4th of the season, 16th RBI of the year, and just the 4th home run allowed by Jesse Smith. Wind may have helped it get over that big fence in left field, but Allegra hit it well enough to at least go to the fence. Gates probably wouldn't have had a catch even if there was no wind at all. So Allegra, who had been 0 for 12 until coming on in the 4th inning with a single, starts the 6th with the home run, and now Lloyd Turner steps in with a 2-2 score. Pitch to Turner is on the outside corner for a called strike. RockHounds getting pretty good production from the bottom of the order today. They've collected 9 hits, 6 of them coming from the bottom 4 slots. Turner takes another strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-2. Turner singled to center in the 2nd inning. Fielder's choice in the 4th reached him, but he was stranded at 3rd. Nobody on, nobody out. 1 run home on the Allegra long ball. Turner steps out of the batter's box, and Jesse Smith has Del Chiaro jog out to the mound. Final score from Detroit. The Tigers' win streak was snapped at 8 as the Indians win 9-0. Johnson beating his former team. He's 3-4. Kenny Rogers falls to 7-3. 2 homers by the Indians, Jason Michaels and Travis Hafner. The Yankees scored 5 runs in the first inning, had a 6-0 lead over the Royals, but the Royals made it a game in New York, won it by a 6-5 final. Smith delivers 0-2, grounder along the line at first base. Porter makes the play, and he'll step on the bag for out number 1. Turner 1 for 3. Former Wichita pitcher Ronelvis Hernandez was the starter for Kansas City today. Gave up 5 runs and only retired 2 men in the first inning before being pulled. And the Royals fall to 11-37. You think the Travs are having a tough time? 11-37. Kansas City, for all intents and purposes, is a AAA team. Here's Cornejo stepping up. He has singled and walked. Left-hander with nobody on base. Smith winds and deals and fires low with a fastball, 1-0. At Toronto, the White Sox take advantage of 4 Blue Jays errors for a 7-5 win. The White Sox also hit 2 homers, Jermaine Dye and Rob McCoviac. It's a 1-0 to Cornejo. He takes a strike at the knees, and it's 1-1. Lyle Overbay hit 2 home runs for the Blue Jays. Troy Gloss hit his 15th. Bobby Jenks came on for the save, 14th of the year, and John Garland 4-2 of the win. 1 ball, 1 strike. Smith to Cornejo. Fastball outside corner, called strike 2. Boston overcomes Tampa Bay 5-4. The Devil Rays trailed by 5 going into the 9th and rallied for 4 runs. And Julian Tavares came on for the save. Tim Wakefield the win, 4-6. Smith's 1-2 pitch. Cornejo takes strike 3. Right on the inside corner. Beautiful pitch by Smith. He has struck out 4. The last 2 have been caught looking. Suzuki standing in next. He walked in the last Midland run with a bases-loaded walk in the 4th, and then Allegra ties the game with a leadoff homer here in inning number 6. Last couple of scores, Minnesota beat Seattle 4-3 in 10 innings. Lou Ford hits the walk-off home run off of Eddie Guardado. Joe Nathan got the win. He's 3-0. Ford's homer his second. Justin Morneau also went deep, and former Mission second baseman Jose Lopez hit his 8th home run. Smith facing the leadoff batter Suzuki, who's 0 for 2 with that bases-loaded walk. Here's a pitch, and a fastball for strike 1 on the outside half. And later tonight, it'll be the A's at Texas. First place Texas in front of the Oakland A's by 2 games. Seattle 4 games out, and the Angels at the moment 4.5 back. 0-1, foul ball in the air, strike 2. It goes over the first base roof. Suzuki stepping back in with an 0-2 count. He is flying to right and grounded to second. Smith lines up and an 0-2 pitch. Fastball under the knees, perhaps a bit inside as well, ball 1. Travs had a 2-0 lead after the 3rd inning. Midland has scored the last 2. Teams have combined for 17 hits with just 4 runs. The 1-2 pitch from the right-hander. Suzuki hits a flare over first base. It's going to fall into right field for a 2-out single. That is 10 base hits for the Midland RockHounds. But still, Smith is only allowed 2 runs. Kevin Melillo is up next. Nobody warming up in the Arkansas bullpen, and the same in the Midland pen. Each bullpen is just exhausted. They've had to work considerably hard during this series. Of course, you've had a 12-inning game and a 14-inning game with 1 regular 9-inning game sandwich in between, so the pens are a little bit taxed. Here's Melillo, left-hand batter, 0 for 3. Double play last time up. He's also lined to third and grounded to second. First pitch is fouled over the third base roof, strike 1. Springfield, by the way, tied the game against Frisco in the 9th inning on a home run by Rico Washington. And now it is 6-6, Springfield and Frisco in the 9th. Here's the 0-1 to Melillo. A fastball high and tight, 1-1. Sort of a musical name that this fellow has, Kevin Melillo, Melillo. Somewhat of a tongue twister, but a little melodic. 1-1. Check swing, pitch outside. There won't be an appeal, ball 2. Melillo from Longwood, Florida, was born in Indiana, lives in Florida, went to the University of South Carolina. He's been around a little bit. They're over to first base and Suzuki back in. Last season, Melillo led the A's system with 24 homers. Into the playoffs at 270. Decent fielding second baseman, wielding a rather long bat. The pitch up high. 3-1 from Smith to Melillo with Travis Buck on deck. A run home here in the 6th inning on Matt Allegra's leadoff homer. And Suzuki with a 2-out bloop single to right. Now the 3-1 pitch. Melillo takes outside. Walk number 3 from Smith. Walk number 4 from Smith to go along with one-hit batter. So Midland's go-ahead run advances to second base. And now it is Travis Buck's chance to put the RockHounds in front. Bobby Wilson gets out of the Arkansas dugout and jogs into the bullpen, so we'll get a pitcher warming up shortly. Smith has allowed 5 of the last 7 men to reach base. Remember, the 5th inning ended on a base hit by Colin Marino, and he was thrown out trying to stretch it to a double. Buck 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Smith's first pitch is low and ball 1. Bill Edwards has begun to loosen up in the Arkansas pen. Buck, a broken bat single in the first, struck out on a 10-pitch sequence in the 3rd inning swinging, but Smith caught him looking with a 3-pitch sequence in the 5th. Left-hand batter with 10 RBIs at single A. Buck dominated the California League before being promoted. The 1-0 is a foul ball at the plate. Buck went after a fastball that may have been a hair outside and bounced it off his own body. 1 ball, 1 strike on Buck. At second base, Suzuki, he scored the winning run yesterday on a double from first base, so Suzuki definitely can run, despite the fact that he's usually a catcher. Melillo at first base, also good speed. Smith checks Suzuki and deals, and it's grounded between first and the third and short. Nice diving stop by Matt Brown. He throws it away into right field, and Suzuki comes around third and scores. They'll hold Melillo at third base, and the RockHounds grab the lead on a throwing error by Brown. A great job by Brown stopping that ball, diving into the hole at shortstop. But as he got up from his knees, he tried to throw the ball from his knees, and he was falling down and throwing it in one motion. Rodland, the second baseman, had no chance to catch it. That can't be a base hit for Buck. It'll be an error on Brown, allowing Suzuki to score the go-ahead run. Fielder's choice, no RBI for Buck. It's second and third for the RockHounds. For Vasily Spanos, and Smith's pitch outside, ball 1. So Midland came back from 4 runs down yesterday to come back from 2 down today. And the Trav's history of not holding leads continues. Spanos has been hit by a pitch, singled, and popped up. Right-hand batter, the 1-0, fouled back, 1-1. Well, you got a feel from Matt Brown on that play. Just a terrific job stopping the hard-hit grounder. A very awkward attempt to get the force out at second base causes the throwing error. Smith doesn't seem to have much left in the tank. Jesse's 1-1 pitch Up high, it's 2-1. Edwards has only been warming up for the last couple of minutes, so it'll take some time before he's ready. Smith, meanwhile, laboring in the 6th inning. 2 balls and a strike to the 4-hitter Spanos. The pitch, ground ball up the middle. Rodland chasing, couldn't stop it into center field. 1 run scores, 2 runs score. Spanos with a 2-run single makes it 5-2. Going to be it for Jesse Smith. 4 runs come home here in the 6th inning, and Ty Boykin is going to go to the bullpen. So Smith had a 2-0 lead heading into the 4th inning, but Midland has now scored 5 runs unanswered, and the 2-run single by Spanos chases Smith from the game with 5 2/3 innings under his belt. So the Travs now trailing by 3. It'll be a call to the bullpen brought to you by the new AT&T. Talk, surf, watch, go, and save. Do it all and get it all with services from the new AT&T. Your world delivered. Coming out of the bullpen is Travelers righty Bill Edwards. We'll give you Edwards statistics and get through this inning after these words. A 60-second break on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KZXE.
Kirk Woolsey, we happen to know that you are the world's worst backseat driver, which means, Kirk, that you like to be in control. So check out ATT.com. You can see all our, like 12 months of true high-speed internet for just $12.99 a month when you order online. If you switch from your old cable company, you can get 3 months free. And with AT&T Account Manager, you can see your account activity, add services, and pay your bills online, all in one place. So that's Kirk's world. For everybody who's not Kirk, if ATT.com can deliver online control to him, it can do the same for you. Switch to the new AT&T at ATT.com, and you'll be in the driver's seat, as long as you're not riding with Kirk. SBC is now the new AT&T. The new AT&T, your world, delivered.
Taxes, levy charges, and federal universal service cost recovery Fiesta. High-speed internet will credible card after 3 months paid service and excludes FUSF cost recovery and other fees. For details of additional charges, restrictions, and requirements, call 1-866-416-6471 toll-free or visit att.com/offer details. Not available in all areas.
men, that was for you. Like our deep cleaning face scrub. It cleans away deep down dirt. Only from Nivea for Men.
Now Goldie's Music has compiled the very best of Dean Martin in a 3-CD package called Everybody Loves Somebody Sometime. Yes, you get 36 of the very best of Dean Martin. Send me the pillow that you dream of. This greatest hits package is not available in stores, but only available through this special radio offer.
It's time for our...
So find yourself somebody to love.
All songs have been digitally remastered for...
It's time for Arkansas Travelers Baseball, brought to you by AT&T. Now, let's head to the ballpark for the ITT Tech free.
Trav's 2006 season, it's our chance to say goodbye to an old friend. Call 664-1555 or go to Trav.
It's time for Arkansas Travelers Baseball, brought to you by AT&T. It's time for Arkansas Travelers Baseball, brought to you by AT&T, Coca-Cola, Allstate Insurance, ITT Technical Institute, Miller Lite, and Arkansas Federal Credit Union. Now, let's head to the ballpark for the ITT Tech pregame show. Here's the voice of the Arkansas Travelers, Bill Elson.
Low 1-1. Totals for the RockHounds are 5 runs on 12 hits, 1 error. Hounds have stranded 8. Actually, they're stranded 10. There's a strike to Bacon on the inside corner, 0-2. There's a 1-2 count on Bacon. Eric Rodlin on deck. Ziegler only allowed 2 hits over his last 3 innings. Travs grabbed a 2-0 lead in the third. Midland scores 1 in the fourth and 6 in the sixth. 4 in the sixth. The 1-2 to Bacon is low and inside, 2-2. Ziegler over 6 in the third inning, scattering 8 hits. No walks, 6 strikeouts. 2-2 to Bacon, swing and a foul straight back, still 2-2. So the Travs need to rally back over the next 3 innings. 2-2 pitch, off the outside corner, ball 3. There is action in the Midland bullpen. Left-hander getting ready. And it is Anthony Rawson. Pitch to Bacon, high and tight. That's the first walk allowed by Brad Ziegler today. 1-out walk in the 7th inning. And that'll bring up Eric Rodlin. 5-2, the RockHounds in front. Rodlin hit deep to the track in the 5th inning in center, but it was caught by Matt Allegra. First pitch, ground ball to third. Spanos over to Melillo at second. Relay to first is in time for an inning-ending double play. 5-4 to 3 to end the 7th inning. No runs for Arkansas with no hits and nobody left It's 5-2 Midland heading into the bottom of the 7th on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
It takes teamwork to be able to reach new goals in today's complex business environment. Each one of us should strive to be a step ahead and know how to compete in a rapidly changing world. The ITT Tech School of Business is about helping people prepare for the challenges of a competitive world. ITT Technical Institute School of Business, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I take a sip, I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, stay with me. What's your name?
Robert.
Okay, Robert, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight down to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite. Open one, take a sip, and everything should be right back to normal.
Okay.
Don't worry, Robert. It's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller, good call.
Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
My mother said no daughter of mine is driving a truck. I'm an 18-wheeling, double-clutching lady truck driver. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. BC powder is just truckers' best friend. My day starts at 4 a.m. and ends 12 hours later. Out here on the road, there's a million things that's happening at once. I take BC for stress headaches, backache. I just can't pull over when my head's pounding. The reason I take BC is because it's fast and it works. I'm Carolyn from Ashbury, NC, and my pain reliever is BC.
Use directed.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Stretch here at Midland Citibank Ballpark, bottom of the 7th inning, and the RockHounds leading Arkansas 5-2. Travelers have gone the last 4 innings without scoring a run. Midland sent 9 men to the plate in the 6th inning. It all started with a Matt Allegra home run, and Allegra leads off in inning number 7 against Bill Edwards. Allegra's home run was his 4th of the year, 2nd hit of the game. And the first pitch of this inning from Edwards is over the outside corner for a called strike. On this road trip, it has been the relief corps that has picked up the starting pitchers. 0-1 over the outside corner, strike 2. Starters ERA over this road trip about 4.30, counting Smith's action tonight. An 0-2 pitch to Allegra low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The relief corps, however, the Traveler bullpen this road trip, an ERA of 2.16. Easily their finest 6-game stretch of the year. Continue it today, however. Edwards winds. 1-2 to Allegra. Ground ball up the middle and into center for a base hit. Matt Allegra was 0 for 12 going into this 4th inning at bat. And he has 3 hits in his last 3 at bats today. Lloyd Turner up next for the RockHounds. Of course, Turner waits for his intro music to finish before stepping in. And Allegra takes the lead at first after collecting the 13th RockHound hit. First pitch is up high, 1-0. So 13 hits for the RockHounds today. They had 17 the day before. It all comes after the Travelers held the RockHounds to 4 hits in a 3-0 shutout victory Friday. Runner going. Pitch is chopped high to short. Wood has only 1 place at first base. And he'll throw Turner out with Allegra advancing to second on the hit and run. Eddie Cornejo will come up next. That hit and run helped keep the RockHounds out of a double play. Recapping, the Travs ground the lead in the 3rd inning against Brad Ziegler. Eric Rodlin a 1-out single. Brandon Wood singled him to second. Matt Brown hit a 2-out hit to center, scoring Rodlin, and Brandon Wood scored on an errant pickoff throw by Ziegler. So it was 2-0 Arkansas following the 3rd inning. And then the RockHounds got to the board in the 4th when Jesse Smith loaded the bases and forced a run home with a walk. Eddie Cornejo takes outside 1-0. And And then in the 6th inning, Matt Allegre ties it with a home run. Smith allowed a Suzuki bloop single, walked Melillo, fielder's choice by Buck, and then the 2-run single by Vasily Spanos put them in front. Here's the 1-0, low and outside. There was an error by Matt Brown in between there, which led to the 3 unearned runs. 2-0 on Cornejo, who is singled to left, walked, and struck out. Allegre at second base and Suzuki on deck. 2-0 the count on the 9-hitter. Cornejo left-handed. Here it is. Edwards has it fouled over the left side. Strike one. Springfield and Frisco have gone into the 11th inning with a 6-6 score. Springfield forced extras after the Rough Riders took a 2-run lead to the bottom of the 8th. Cardinals scored once in the 8th, tied it in the 9th on Rico Washington's 9th home run of the year. Edwards leaning in, finds the sign on a 2-1 count to Cornejo. Here's the pitch. Fastball line foul into the third base seat. Wichita has a 3-1 lead at San Antonio, top 7. Alex Gordon with home run number 9, and Billy Butler hit his 7th. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Cornejo. Edwards steps off in his first full inning. Nobody warming in the Traveler pen. Here's the stretch. A glance at second. Edwards kicks. 2-2. Line drive to the left field line. Gates there, and he makes the catch reaching up. 2 away. Cornejo sent down for the second straight at-bat, and here's Kurt Suzuki at the top of the order. Barry Bonds hit his 715th career home run today. Hit it off of Young Kim. Bonds with 715 homers, all of them in the National League. And actually the next record that he's coming up on is Hank Aaron's National League record of homers. Aaron hit 733 in the National League. Bonds needs 18 more to tie him for the senior circuit home run crown. Kurt Suzuki stands in. Singled and scored last time up. Edwards delivers low, ball 1. I understand that Albert Pujols has been taking a lot of hits in the St. Louis media these days for his comments about Barry Bonds, in which he said that Bonds hasn't been convicted of anything, he hasn't been tested positive of anything, and that people should be leaving him alone. The 1-0 is a strike to Suzuki on the outside corner, and it's 1-1. Pujols usually a squeaky clean image, but I've seen some columnists out of St. Louis recently telling him to, and these are their words, shut up, that Albert Pujols is an embarrassment. A 1-1 to Suzuki is fouled at the plate, strike 2. I don't know, I guess that there are some writers out there, and certainly a lot of broadcasters, that expect people to trash Barry Bonds any chance that they get. And you know what? Maybe there's reason for it, but you won't hear it from me. But I don't think that ball players deserve criticism for not criticizing another ball player. A little too much harsh criticism for Pujols. 1-2 on Suzuki. Edwards glancing at second, he deals, and Suzuki fouls it straight back. Some of the writers have mentioned that with Pujols' comments, maybe it casts a little bit of a shadow on the season Pujols is having, and that might be one of the more ridiculous ideas. That the drug testing that the players undergo these days, and so, sure, there's science out there, and maybe there's some kind of designer steroid. I don't think that's the case these days. 1-2 pitch, 1 hop, Wood got through him into center field, and that'll score Allegre from third base to make it 6-2. They'll award a base hit to Suzuki, but Wood had a play on it. Tried to short arm that hard 1-hopper. But since it did short hop him, it'll be an RBI single for Kurt Suzuki. And the RockHounds have scored 6 unanswered runs. Now it's Melillo standing in, and he smacks a fly ball to center. Bacon charging in, and he plays it on a bounce. Base hit for Melillo, and it's his first of the day, and it's Midland's 15th. Bacon may have had a chance to lay out for that ball, and the Travelers certainly could have used a spectacular grab there, and he may have had an opportunity. It fell in front of him by about 4 feet. I'm not saying that Bacon is dogging it, because I don't think Dwayne dogs it in the outfield. But sometimes, I'm not quite sure if he realizes how close the ball is to him on those fly balls that come straight towards the center fielder. Buck, the batter, takes outside ball 1. I've heard some people criticize Bacon for looking like he's dogging it in the outfield, and the honest thing is it's the way Bacon runs. There's the 1-0, and it's high, ball 2. Bach is 1 for 4, but it was his 6th inning at bat that proved to be a huge difference in this game. With men at first and second base and 2 outs, he had a sharp ground ball to the hole at short that Matt Brown dove to stop, but his throw to second base went into the dirt and into right field for an error that allowed the go-ahead run to score. Brent Del Chiaro, a quick visit to the mound to chat with Edwards. Tim Bittner gets up in the Arkansas pen and begins to throw. Travis Buck waiting with a 2-0 count. Edwards ready. Check second. Here's the pitch. Way outside. Ball 3. If you heard yesterday's broadcast, you heard Keith Comstock join me on the broadcast pretty much the entire game. It was a lot of fun having Tommy on. Edwards ready with a 3-0 pitch, and he walks him with a high fastball. Comstock had said, and by the way, the base is loaded now with 2 outs. Comstock had said that there were a few pitchers on this Travelers roster that were in AA without really having the numbers the previous year to warrant a promotion to AA, but with a little bit of a lull in talent at this portion of the Angels minor league system, and specifically in the pitching side of talent, and some injuries that depleted what was originally going to be the Arkansas bullpen, that there were some pitchers that are in the Travelers bullpen that whose performance last year did not warrant a promotion to AA. And Ken Patterson on the mound with a visit with Edwards. Edwards probably one of those pitchers. Bill last year, he pitched pretty well at Cedar Rapids as a starter, going 5-1 with a 3.20 ERA. That was earning a promotion to Single-A Rancho Cucamonga. But at Rancho, Edwards didn't pitch well at all. Allowed a 3.10 average and a 5.91 ERA, and lost 7 of 8 decisions. Yet he found himself in the Arkansas bullpen to start this season in a completely different role than he'd been used to from last year, and at a level that maybe he's not ready for. Spanos chops the liner to third base. It's picked up by Brown. Wheels around, fires to second, and he'll get the force out on Travis Buck to get out of the 7th inning. So Edwards loads the bases, gives up only 1 run, 3 hits, 2 men stranded, actually 3 men stranded, and that'll take us into the 8th inning. Midland leading 6-2 on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Your world is suddenly changing for the better, all because 2 companies, 2 great companies that you know and trust, have now joined forces to deliver the world that matters most. Yours. AT&T, with its passion to invent, and FCC, with its drive to deliver, have come together to create the most complete and secure network with products and services to keep you connected to work, home, to life. Introducing the new AT&T, your world, delivered.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space. I would not know, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense. Zero is for the 0 calories. Stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that? I wish I could speculate on that, sir. The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste, 0 calories.
Quitting smoking is hard, and it's even harder to do it alone. The good news is there is help. Just call the SOS Quit line. 1-866-NOW-QUIT. They'll give you the information and program you need to get free of tobacco. And the service is free, too. Try it. Call 1-866-NOW-QUIT and start to get free. I promise it's a great feeling. 1-866-NOW-QUIT. Call today.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Back at Citibank Ballpark in Midland, the Travs trailing by 4 in the 8th inning. 6-2. Midland has scored the last 6 runs of the ball game. And now the RockHounds go to the bullpen. They bring out Connor Robertson, replacing Brad Ziegler. Ziegler, fine outing today, going 7 innings, scattering 8 hits and allowing 2 runs, just one of them earned. Struck out 6 men. And Ziegler, who has picked up 3 victories, in line for his 4th. And now Connor Robertson to take it from here. Robertson, 6'2", 215 pounds, out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. They'll be facing Brandon Wood, Greg Porter, and Matt Brown in the 8th inning. Second appearance for Robertson in this series. Pitched on Friday with 2 1/3 shutout innings. 18 appearances on the year for Robertson, 2 wins and a loss, 2 saves, and a 3.45 ERA. Wood steps in. Brandon 2 for 3 today. Called out on strikes last trip up. Robertson's fastball is popped out of play by Brandon for strike 1. So the Travs today have not scored since the 3rd inning. They've stranded 6 men. Haven't really had an opportunity to score since the 3rd. No man has reached second base from the 4th inning on. 0-1 to Wood. And it's high and outside, 1-1. Wood doubled in the 1st inning, singled and scored in the 3rd, and again that called a 3rd strike in the 5th. Robertson has struck out 26 and 28 2/3. 1-1 to Wood is up high, 2-1. 9 walks for Robertson, 27 hits allowed, and he has not given up any homers. The 2-1 to Wood. Swing and a miss on a fastball, 2-2. Final score from San Diego. The Padres beat the Cardinals 10-8. 2-2 to Wood. Swinging a line drive, base into the left field, and a high fastball. He drives his 3rd hit of the game. And a leadoff single in the 8th, which is what the Travs need to get a rally going. Reports off the wire say that Mark Bellhorn hit the longest home run in the history of Petco Park, the 3-year history of Petco Park. I always like when people talk about history with franchises that are 2 years old or ballparks that are 3 years old. It's not much history. It's recent history. Pitch on the way to Porter. A little low, 1-0. Bellhorn hit a pitch off Mark Mulder, an estimated 438 feet to right center at Petco. Porter, wild swing and a miss at a fastball, 1-1. I want to talk history. Raywinder Field. Petco Park's history is about that of a toddler. A 1-1, swung on and fouled at the plate. Strike 2 on Porter. That one got him on his heel. Midland 6, the Travelers 2 in the top of the 8th. Midland trying to split this series with Arkansas. Travs will be back in town sometime early tomorrow morning. We'll estimate about an arrival at about 8 to 9 o'clock. 1-2 to Porter outside, 2-2. Pardon me, 4 to 5 o'clock. We'll get out of here about 8 or 9. 9.5-hour drive. Interstate 20 to Dallas, and then Interstate 30 into Little Rock. 2-2 to Porter. Foul ball over 3rd, out of play. Porter, a ground out, a pop-up, and a strikeout today. Matt Brown on deck. Wood at first, nobody out. String a few hits together against Robertson. Pitch is grounded and snared at first by Colamarino. Throws to second. They'll get a force out at second base. No relay. 3-6 as Wood is forced out at second base on a nice play by Brant Colamarino, saving a short base hit, lunging out for that hard ground ball and spearing it in the hole at second. 1 away and Porter 0 for 4. Now Matt Brown stands in. Brown had an RBI single in the third inning, the only RBI for the Travs today. Other than that, he's struck out and fly to right. Stretched by Robertson, he deals. Brown fouls it to the facade of the press box, strike one. One away, Robertson in his first inning has allowed a single and a fielder's choice. The pitch is up high, 1-1. Tim Bittner still warming in the Arkansas bullpen. He'll come on to replace Bill Edwards for the last half of the eighth. Brown followed by Pauly. Leader them reach David Gates. 1-1 pitch. Soft one outside, ball 2. Robertson working slowly, but Brown also forces pitchers to work slowly. Very late getting back in. The 2-1 inside at the knees. And a 3-1 count with Pauly on deck. And the Travs come back by down 4 runs in the 8th inning. They have only 5 outs to work with. Robertson's 3-1, swing and a miss. Brown went after a slider, and it's a full count. Porter leading from first, a short lead, 3 feet off. Takes an extra step. Here's the pitch. Porter runs. Fouled in the air over first by Brown, slicing over to the concourse. Travs had a chance to win their 3rd straight yesterday. Couldn't hold a 4-run lead. Today they had a 2-0 lead, and Midland has scored 6 straight. 9 hits for the Travs, 15 for Midland. Three and 2 on Brown. Porter runs again. The pitch is lined into center. Here's Allegra coming on, plays it on a bounce. Porter will hold at second base. 1-out single for Brown. He's 2 for 4. 10th Travelers base hit. Now the tying run comes on deck. If Matt Pauly reaches base safely, then Gates will come up with a tying run at the plate. Jim Kaufman, the Midland pitching coach, will visit the mound, his first chat on the mound today. And we'll remind you about the big homestand coming up. 4th homestand of the season, Tuesday through Sunday. Business person special doubleheader Tuesday. I understand there's going to be plenty of business people coming around. And don't worry, folks, if you're just somebody who likes to spend a lot of time in the house, or if you work the night shift, you don't get a chance to come out to many Travelers games, well then Tuesday's doubleheader is for you. You got the ball game beginning at 12 noon, and it's 2 for the price of 1 with a double dip. Gates will open at 11 o'clock in the morning. Make sure that if you've got a wireless laptop or a wireless PDA, bring it out to Rawinder Field. You'll get free wireless high-speed internet provided by AT&T Wi-Fi. AT&T Wi-Fi presenting free wireless internet at Rawinder Field and at Dickey Stevens Park for the 2007 season and beyond. Pauly standing in. Matt singled to right in his previous at-bat. He's 1 for 3. Porter at second and Brown at first. Travs attempting to rally back. They're still down by 4 in the 8th. Here's a pitch. Pauly will look at a strike at the knees. 0-1. Robertson sets. Nobody holds Porter. The 0-1 to Pauly. Swing and a miss. Strike two. So Robertson messed around with Brown, but has come right after Pauly with two straight fastballs. Robertson comes set, checks Porter. Delivers. Pauly takes high. Leadoff single by Wood. Porter forced him at second on a fielder's choice. Brown then singled to center. First inning, the Travs had two base runners since the third inning. Here's a 1-2. Pauly swings and tips it. It's held on by the catcher. Strike three. 2 outs in the eighth. And now David Gates comes up. Brent Del Chiaro into the on-deck circle. Gates grabs a little dirt, rubs it around in his batting glove, takes a practice swing. The Travelers' power hitting left fielder is 1 for 3 today with a single, a strikeout, and a flyout to right. 2 on, 2 out in the eighth. He's trying to bring up the tying run. Here's the pitch. Take it low, ball 1. Gates with 5 hits on this road trip. 3 for extras, 2 homers and a triple. 1-0, swing and a miss. Waited on the slider, but it dove away from his bat. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right-hander warming up in the Midland bullpen. Robertson scuffling a little bit this frame. Pitch is popped out of play on the right side. Strike two. Is Jeff Musig ready to go in the bullpen? The RockHounds will bring him on in the ninth, perhaps. They've been using Marcus McBeth as a closer recently, but he threw 3 innings yesterday for the win. 1-2 on Gates. Robertson deals and throws it in the dirt. Bounces away from Morris, and the runners get a base. Wild pitch puts Porter at third and Brown at second. And now first base open with a 2-2 count. Second and third for Gates. A base hit and make it a 2-run game. Robertson gets a good long look at his catcher's signs before setting. And time is called by Gates. He'll step out. Gates always swinging for the fences, but with 2 strikes, he's been shortening up a little bit recently. 2-2 pitch, swing and a flare to right field, falling, base hit. It scores Porter. Brown comes home. He'll score, and it's 6-4. We'll talk about a 2-strike approach. Gates did not take that normal large hack. He just went with a pitch and a little English on that flare. It fell way in front of the right fielder Turner. A 2-run single for David Gates, and it is 6-4 Midland. Tying run up to the plate. Brent Del Chiaro is 1 for 3. Singled in the second. Struck out of the fourth. Popped up in the 6th inning. Stretch of the pitch. Check swing. He followed through and missed on a curve. Strike 1. David Gates now with 11 runs batted in. 4 of them on this road trip. 0-1 to Del Chiaro. Right down the middle. A slider. Strike 2 from Robertson. Robertson giving up 2 runs here in the 8th inning. The pitch to Dell, check swing and a high fastball. They appeal and they say strike 3. The first base umpire makes the call, and the Travs will settle for 2 runs in the 8th inning on 3 base hits. 1 man left, and we'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's the last opportunity for Midland to add to a 6-4 lead over the Travelers. This is Air America Little Rock, 1380 KZXE.
Sid Gutierrez had a childhood much like you'd expect growing up in 1960s New Mexico. A lot of sun, a lot of sky, and a lot of dreams about what you might be when you grow up. After school, many of Sid's friends went on to work for local factories and businesses. Some moved away, but none moved as far away as Sid. Sid Gutierrez is recognized as the first Hispanic to pilot a space shuttle, and he's a member of the International Space Hall of Fame. But before he went into space, he went to Webster University. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge for real-world success.
An Arkansas Federal Home Equity Loan has a 4-month fixed rate as low as 4.5% annual percentage rate with absolutely no fees. And you can access your loan with Arkansas Federal's new Visa Platinum credit card. Apply online at afcu.org or call 982-1000. A home equity loan with a 4-month fixed rate as low as 4.5% annual percentage rate with absolutely no fees is available today at Arkansas Federal. And you can use your Visa Platinum credit card to access your loan. Apply online at afcu.org or call 982-1000.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Heading into the bottom of the 8th inning here in Midland, it's the Travelers down by a pair of runs, 6-4. Tim Bittner has emerged from the bullpen, replacing Bill Edwards. Edwards giving up 4 hits and a run over an inning and a third, plus a walk. Bittner coming off perhaps his finest appearance of the season in the 12-inning game on Thursday, holding the RockHounds to 2 hits and no runs over 3 shutout frames. Lowered Tim ERA to 6.63. 2 wins, 2 losses. This will be his 16th outing all out of the pen. So Jesse Smith started, went 5 2/3, surrendered 5 runs, 2 of them earned on 11 hits and 4 walks. Edwards a run on 4 hits in an inning and a third, and now it's Tim Bittner here in the 8th inning to face Jed Morris, Brad Colamarino, and Matt Allegra. Morris with a pair of singles and a walk. Lefty versus lefty. Here's a pitch. Bittner, the fastball is ripped into right field for the third base hit for Jed Morris. Morris with 7 hits over the previous 2 games, and that's Midland's 16th base hit of the day. Now Colamarino stepping in. Colamarino with a pair of singles to right. He's 2 for 4. Another lefty. Bittner's delivery is very high, ball 1. Tim seems to have altered his pitching delivery just a little bit, throwing in more of a straighter front leg. The season's been a big experiment for Bittner. A 1-0 outside, ball 2. Tim has walked 16 and allowed 26 hits in 19 innings. 16 runs, 14 earned. The 2-0 pitch is a slider swung on and missed by Colamarino, strike 1. Colamarino scored the first Midland run on that bases-loaded walk in the 4th. He was the final out of the 6th inning with a fly to center. Stretched by Bittner, 2-1 pitch. Swinging a line drive. Base hit just inside the right field line. Matt Pauley over to the corner. He will pick the ball up. They'll send Morris around third, and he will score. A double for Colamarino makes it 7-4, and just like that, Midland back on top by 3. So Colamarino had only 3 hits and 46 at-bats going into yesterday's game. The counting today and yesterday, Colamarino is 6 for 11. We'll talk about some slump busting. Colamarino must have had some protein shake before yesterday's game. Nobody out. Bittner's faced two men. They both reached. One has scored. Now Matt Allegra steps in. He's been a tough out, too. 3 for 4 with a home run and 2 singles. Pitch from Bittner is a low fastball, 1-0. Midland has now collected 17 hits for the second game in a row. I mean, yeah, yesterday's game did go 14 innings, but it was still a game. 34 hits in 2 games off the Traveler pitching staff. The 1-0 is tight. 2 balls, no strikes on Allegra. Allegra's home run to lead off the 6th inning tied the game. It's been all Midland ever since. 2-0 pitch. Outside and high, ball 3. Lloyd Turner on deck. Bittner finding the strike zone. Here's the pitch. And he got it over the plate. 3-1. Big gap in right center for Allegra. He'll be swinging from the heels if he gets the pitch to hit. The pitch fouled back. 3-2. Springfield beat Frisco 9-6. Rico Washington tied the game with a home run on the 9th. He wins it in the 11th with his second homer. Pop-up by Allegra over first. Porter into foul territory, runs out of room. It's in the first row. So that's quite a game for Rico Washington. Forced extra innings with a 9th-inning homer. Win it with a 3-run shot of Jesse Carlson. So Springfield will remain in first place by 1 game over the Drillers as Tulsa beat Corpus Christi 5-2 for the 4-game sweep. Great Cardinal season continues at Hammons Field. 3-2 to Allegra. Pop-up again over first, but that's going to get into the concourse. 3 consecutive foul balls by Allegra. Still 3-2. The Travelers down by a 7-4 score. Record at 17-31. Midland trying to go 4 games above 500. Another 3-2. Another foul ball popped up over the press box. 4 straight fouls by Allegra in a real battle with Tim Bittner. At second base, Colin Marino, after his 3rd hit of the game, made it 7-4 Midland. Here's the 9th pitch of the at-bat, and Allegra takes strike 3 on a slider on the inside corner. Nice pitch by Bittner to cross up Allegra for the first strikeout of the game of Allegra. So here comes Turner. Turner, 1 hit, 4 at-bats, single in the 2nd. He's reached base on the fielder's choice and grounded out twice. Rodland holding Colin Marino at second base. Bittner turns to the bag and doesn't throw it. Set position, Bittner deals. And it's very high for a ball against Turner. Midland was held to only 1 run in their first 5 innings, although they recorded 7 hits over those 5 frames. They hit into 2 double plays and had a runner thrown out on the bases. Since the start of the 6th inning, however, the RockHounds have made the most of their hits. Bittner's pitch popped up straight on the infield to the pitcher's mound. Greg Porter will take charge, take 2 steps on the mound and make the catch. 2 outs. And back how the RockHounds have done since the start of the 6th inning. They have scored 6 runs on the aid of 9 base hits. So that is really utilizing all your hits to maximize the amount of runs. Meanwhile, the Travelers 4 runs on 11 base hits. Midland 7 runs on 17 hits. 9-batter Eddie Cornejo is 1 for 3 with a walk and a single. Lefty versus lefty, and Bittner trying to keep it a 3-run game. Here is a pitch, and Cornejo takes a fastball over the outside corner, strike 1. When we get into the 9th inning, Travs start with Jason Espedo and then Dwayne Bacon and Eric Rodman. Musig is not warming up in the Midland bullpen, so we're not quite sure who comes out, whether it's Robertson or Musig. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, strike 2 call. Bittner kicks and deals the 0-2. Cornejo takes high. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the 9-hitter. On deck, Kurt Suzuki. Bittner ready. The 1-2. A little high again with a fastball, and it's even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Marino out to the lead. Bittner gives him a glance, delivers 2-2, and hits the batter with a slider. That'll put Cornejo aboard. That slider just got out of Bittner's hand a little too soon. Third base runner of the inning, and we'll go to the top of the Midland order with Kurt Suzuki. Suzuki did not reach base in his first 2 plate appearances, fly to right, ground to second. Since then, 3 plate appearances, he's been on base each time. Bases loaded, walk in the 4th, Luke single in the 6th inning scored, and an RBI single in the 7th. 2 on, 2 out, Marino and Cornejo the base runner. Bittner delivers from the stretch and throws it in the dirt, but Del Chiaro blocks it and holds. 1-0. Midland seems to be in firm control of this game. Travs threatened in the top of the 8th, brought home 2, but Midland answered with at least 1, and they have a chance for more against Bittner. 1-0 count, he's set. Pitch to Suzuki, swing, and a fly ball to the gap in right center. Matt Pauley has a bead and makes the catch, ending the 8th inning. 1 run for the RockHounds, 2 hits, 2 left. And the Midland RockHounds take a 7-4 lead into the top of the 9th inning. The Travs will need 3 to tie. We'll be back after this on Air America Little Rock 1380 KTXE.
An accident involving a large truck can cause a lot of damage. If you're injured, you need a law firm that knows what they're doing. And while facts differ and results vary, we've got a verdict as large as $12.5 million in a single tractor-trailer case. Put this experience on your side. Call us at Gary Eubanks & Associates. We'll win your case, or you don't owe us a dime.
At one time or another, we all want to change the world in which we live, make it a better place. Introducing the new ITT Tech School of Criminal Justice. At ITT Tech, we now teach the fundamentals of the criminal justice system, along with the technology to help respond to and prevent crime. ITT Technical Institute School of Criminal Justice, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
Choose your reward with Arkansas Federal's new Platinum Rewards MasterCard credit card. Cash back, airline miles, or merchandise points, and you'll never pay an annual fee. For a limited time, we'll give you 1,000 reward points, and you'll get a low 2.9% annual percentage rate on qualifying purchases. For details, call Arkansas Federal Credit Union at 982-1000 or apply online at afcu.org. Arkansas Federal, the official credit union of the Arkansas Travelers.
We go to the top of the 9th inning here in Midland, where the Midland RockHounds leading by a 7-4 score. Our plate umpire has just ejected one of the fans from Citibank Ballpark and has forced a gentleman to walk up the aisle here in the 9th inning. That's the first time I've seen a fan get ejected by umpires. And, fans, I had mentioned it during the first game of this series here in Midland, that the umpires here in Midland seem to be affected a little bit more by talking from the dugout or batters, and certainly now from the fans, than any umpires I've seen in the Texas League this year. Jason Espino leads off the 9th inning, swings and misses at a fastball for strike one. Now, of course, who knows what was said to the plate umpire. Maybe he said something about his mother. But I guess that would warrant ejecting him. Espino swings and misses at a Music slider, strike two. Jeff Music, appearing in his 6th game with Midland, he has been dominant with 9 2/3 innings and 11 strikeouts, only 1 earned run. Espino 1 for 3. Music delivers. Swing and a miss, strike three, 1 away in the 9th. Music throws a heavy fastball and a good slider. This is a kid who's got big leagues written all over him. 20th round pick in 2001, yet it took him 6 seasons to get to Double-A. A little bit of injury problems in between, but you can see this guy's got a good arm. Wayne Bacon, the batter, swings and grounds to second base. Melillo with an easy pickup, and there's 2 away. Travs down to their final out. Now Eric Rodland will step up. It is a save situation for Music. He started the season at single-A Stockton and didn't have any save. Pitch is low to Rodland, ball 1. Rodland 1 for 4. Here's the windup in the 1-0. Fastball outside, 2-0. Rodland waiting. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on, fouled off, strike one. The only way to bring the tying run to the plate is for Rodland and Brandon Wood to reach. Then Greg Porter would have a chance to tie it up. Two balls and a strike to Rodland, 2 outs in the 9th. The pitch is hit in the air to left field. Going back is Buck. He's there. He makes the catch. And Midland wins the final 2 games of this series. Travs and RockHounds sweep. And the final score tonight, 7-4. Midland beats the Arkansas Travelers. Winning pitcher will be Brad Ziegler. Jesse Smith suffers his 4th consecutive defeat. And Arkansas finishes the road trip 2-5. And the final, Midland 7, Arkansas 4. We'll give you the final totals after these words on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Make your plans now to see the best racing under the lights at Texas Motor Speedway, June 8th, 9th, and 10th. You won't want to miss another incredible finish like this one from 2002.
Here we come once again. It's going to the line. The winner's going to be Sam Hornick Jr. by 96 tenths of a second.
The Oak Creek Homes qualifying days for the IRL and the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series will be Thursday, June 8th. And on Friday, June 9th, David Starr, Dennis Sexton, Todd Boda, and the rest of the Craftsman Truck Series will go door to door and heat up the asphalt in the Samstown 400. But the weekend would not be complete without the fearless drivers of the Indy Racing League at speeds over 200 miles per hour in the Bombardier Learjet 500 Saturday night, June 10th. Could it be Dan Wells, Sam Hornish Jr., Tony Kanaan, or Danica Patrick claiming the Texas victory? Don't miss the action under the lights. Call 817-215-8500 or visit TexasMotorspeedway.com. Texas Motor Speedway, celebrating 10 years strong.
Liberal Progressive Radio. It sounded like a dream come true. Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDX North Little Rock.
In 1998, New York City marathon runner German Silva made a huge mistake. 1/2 mile from the finish line, he took a wrong turn. When he heard yells from the crowd and saw the looks on their faces, he realized his mistake. He immediately turned around, but the error cost him a crucial 15 seconds. His only hope for winning now was to sprint to make up for lost distance. Did he have the energy? Could he do it? He later said, too much work had gone into this race. I had to fight it out. He was able to make up the lost distance and finish first in his division, but only because he refused to allow a wrong turn to knock him out of his quest for the prize. I'm Mark Evans, pastor of the church at Rock Creek. You know, there are times in life when we make a wrong turn, but when we discover that it was a wrong turn, the wise person changes direction.
Cotton candy here. Get your cotton. Any peanuts? No. Hot dog? Slushies? Nada. Camel corn? No. Can I get something other than cotton candy? Take a blue.
North Hills Boulevard in North Little Rock by Kroger's at North Hills and McCain.
We are Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDSD, North Little Rock.
It's time now for the Allstate Insurance post-game show. Once again, here's the voice of the Arkansas Travelers, Bill Elson.
They then allowed a leadoff single to Brant Colamarino, followed by a Matt Allegra base hit to left field. Lloyd Turner would reach on a fielder's choice with Allegra forced out at second, but then Smith walked Eddie Cornejo to load the bases. Jesse followed that one with another walk to Kurt Suzuki, forcing in a run and cut the Traveler lead in half. He would get out of the inning by inducing a 6-4-3 double play from the bat of Kevin Melillo, so the Travs led 2-1 going into the fifth inning. Stayed 2-1 heading into the sixth inning when Matt Allegra tied the game with a leadoff home run to the left field fence. That made it 2-2, but Midland wasn't done yet in the sixth. After 2 outs, Kurt Suzuki hit a bloop single into right field, followed by Smith's fourth walk of the game, putting Melillo on board. Then Travis Buck, and perhaps the biggest at-bat of the game, hits a sharp ground ball between third and short. Diving stop by Matt Brown. When he got up to his knees, he tried to throw to second base, and he threw it away into right field. The error allowed Suzuki to score from second base, giving Midland a 3-2 lead. They would have runners at second and third for Vasily Spanos, and he grounded a base hit up the middle, scoring 2 runs. And at that point, Midland had the lead. It was 5-1. Travelers got back on the scoreboard after Midland scored again in the seventh off of Bill Edwards. 3 singles in that inning, including an RBI hit from Kurt Suzuki. The Travelers got back to the board in the eighth inning. Leadoff single by Brandon Wood off the reliever Connor Robertson. Greg Porter then reached on a fielder's choice with Wood forced out at second base. Matt Brown had his second base hit, a single to center, and then Robertson threw a wild pitch, moving the runners up. Both Porter and Brown scored when David Gates hit a flare over the first baseman for a blooper into right, and that would make it a 6-4 score. The RockHounds tacked on one more run in the eighth against Tim Bittner. Leadoff single by Jed Morris. He finished 3 for 4. And then Brant Colamarino with his third hit of the game. A double to the right field corner, scoring Morris all the way from first. And that's how it finished. 7-4. Midland picks up the victory, and the RockHounds go to 27-23, while the Travelers fall to 17-32. Next up on the postgame report, we'll have the scores from the Texas and the Major Leagues on the Allstate Insurance postgame show. This is Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Back on April 13th, 1932, the Arkansas Travelers opened their brand new ballpark to thousands of breathless spectators. Almost 9 million fans have spun through its turnstile. We've grown up and grown older at Ray Winder Field. This is our ballpark. The Travs' new home, Dickey Stevens Park, will be ready by April 2007, and the team's future is bright. During the Travs' 2006 season, it's our chance to say goodbye to an old friend. Call 664-1555 or go to Travs.com.
scoreboard here on the Allstate Insurance postgame report. Final scores in the Texas League have all come in. The Tulsa Drillers swept the Corpus Christi Hooks, winning today 5-2 at Driller Stadium, with Manuel Corpus saving his league-leading 13th. Mark Kaiser, the winner, 3-4. Josh Miller suffers his fourth loss against 6 wins, so the Hooks now in a 4-game losing streak. Tulsa has won 5 straight. The Springfield Cardinals make sure to stay a game in front of the Drillers for first, as Frisco carried a 2-run lead into the 8th inning. Springfield scores once in the 8th. Rico Washington ties it with a home run in the 9th inning, and then Washington with a 3-run homer in the 11th for the game winner, and Springfield goes on with a 9-6 win. Eker Franco and Brian Martin also went deep for the first-place Cardinals, who got their 30th win of the season, the first Texas League team with 30 wins. Also, San Antonio falls to Wichita 5-3, third straight win for the Wranglers. Alex Gordon and Billy Butler homered for the Wichita Wranglers. Cody Smith got the win. Tom the loser. And those are the scores from the Texas League. Over the major leagues now, Washington beat the Dodgers 10-4 with 2 home runs by Nick Johnson and homers by Alfonso Soriano and Ryan Zimmerman. The Mets overcome the Marlins 7-3. El Duque picks up a win in his Mets debut. Carlos Beltran hit his 14th home run. Cincinnati comes back with a win over the Arizona Diamondbacks 5-4, 2 in the 8th and 2 in the 9th for the Reds. John Valentin, a walk-off homer, his first of the year. Scott Hatterberg and Ryan Friel also went deep for the winning Reds. Philadelphia beat Milwaukee 6-2, with Ryan Madsen earning his 5th win against 3 losses, and Ryan Howard hitting his 17th home run. The Houston Astros came back from 4 runs down in the 9th to force extra innings at Pittsburgh, and Houston wins it in the 10th 5-4. Chad Qualls the winner. Brad Lidge the save. Homers by the Bucks, and Jason Bay is 10th in 10 games. Jose Bautista hit his 3rd of the season. The Atlanta Braves gave up a 4-run lead to the Cubs in the 9th inning, but the Braves win it in 11 anyway, 13-12. The Braves hit a club record 8 home runs in the ball game. Edgar Renteria hit 2. Adam LaRoche a pair of home runs. Pena, Jones, Giles, and Langerhans also going deep. The San Diego Padres hit 2 home runs in a 10-8 victory over the St. Louis Cardinals. One of those homers was by Mark Bellhorn, estimated 438 feet, the longest homer in the 3-year history of Petco Park. Scott Rowland, Juan Encarnacion, and Albert Pujols all homered for the Cardinals. Pujols with his major league high 24th this season. Barry Bonds made history today, hitting his 715th career home run. Hit it off of Young Kim, but Kim picks up the victory as the Rockies beat San Francisco 6-3 in the Bay. Kim now 3-2 with the victory. Brian Fuentes saved his 11th. Jamie Wright, the losing pitcher, falls to 5-4 in the homer for Bonds, 715th of his career and 7th of the season. In the American League, the Angels fell to the Orioles 7-6. Birkin picking up his first win of the season. Kelvin Escobar falls to 5-5. Ray saving his 13th, giving up a run of the 9th inning. The Angels' modest winning streak snapped at 4. They fall to 21-29 and currently 4.5 games in back of Texas. The Minnesota Twins win in 10 innings, 4-3, and a walk-off homer by Lou Ford over the Seattle Mariners. Joe Nathan got the win, and every day Eddie Guardado allowed that homer. Ford's homer, his second. Morneau also goes deep for the Twins. Boston had a 5-0 lead in the 9th inning against Tampa Bay. The Devil Rays rally for 4, but fall 1 run short. Boston wins at 5-4. Tim Wakefield won his 4th of the season against 6 losses. Julian Tavares came on for his first save. Bobby Jenks saved his 14th as the White Sox overcome Toronto 7-5. Homers by Rob McCoviac and Jermaine Dye. John Garland won his 4th of the season. 2 homers for Lyle Overbay of the Blue Jays. Troy Gloss hit his 15th. Final from Yankee Stadium, where the Yankees beat Kansas City 6-5. The Yankees had a 5-run first inning, chased Ronelvis Hernandez before he could get out of the frame. The Royals almost came back, but the Yankees win it anyway. Mariano Rivera saving his 11th. Johnny Damon started the first inning with his 6th home run. Wright, the winner, 3-3, and Hernandez drops to 1-4. Our last final comes from Detroit, where the Cleveland Indians get a 9-0 shutout victory over the Tigers. Jason Johnson picking up his 3rd win, and Kenny Rogers falls to 7-3. 2 homers for the Tribe, Travis Hafner and Jason Michaels. Looking for some action? Well, it started 4 minutes ago in Texas as the Oakland A's and the Texas Rangers battle at the ballpark in Arlington. Rangers are 2 games in front of the A's for first place in the American League West, and it's Kirk Saarloos on the mound for the Athletics. 2-2 right-hander, 5.66 ERA. Vicente Padilla for the Rangers, 4-3 right-hander, 4.58 earned run average. Those are the scores from the Texas and Majors. They're brought to you by the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. If you're looking for low fares, look no further than Southwest.com. Travelers lose this one today by a final score of 7-4 against the Midland RockHounds. We'll wrap it all up after this on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.